Hi, everybody. This is new. You know who I am. I'm Anthony. This is Gio. That's Tyler. And we're just talking in my house to you guys. We're going to start this off. It's a very important day for someone in this room, not named me and Gio. There's one reason why it's important, and then the other reason is not that notable. I'm sure he could clarify which one it is. I don't think I need to tell him. But if you guys watched last week's episode and paid attention to the end of the episode and are good with math, you would have figured out a week from last Monday to this Monday is Tyler's birthday, which is December 9th today. We are recording. So happy birthday, Tyler.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, lads. Thank you.
The next birthday in line, when's your birthday?
It's February 25.
Oh, he's next.
Yep.
And then I am after.
So we're like a quick 1, 2, 3, and then a whole 8-month gap up until mine again.
Yeah,
Technically, you started off, so there's a huge gap in between me and Antoine.
So we started the pod a little before my birthday, a week before, actually, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 weeks before because we had recorded our pilot episode, but it wound up not being good.
Yeah.
So we just scrapped it and just did another week of shorts. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a Monday. It's a really good Monday for Tyler. It's not a good Monday for me.
It's a great, great Monday.
Why is it not a good Monday?
Because Juan Soto is a New York Met, baby.
Bro,
he is a New York Met.
Is that your birthday gift, bro?
Look,
that's what you asked for.
Look,
it's a very expensive birthday gift.
Did you see how much money he's getting?
$765 million.
You know what? Yesterday you saw I texted in the chat. I said it's not the right time right now. I woke up this morning and even towards the end, I'm like, you know what? I said we don't need him.
Wow.
I said
crazy.
I said we really don't need him. I said the Yankees have 3 major contracts right now.
Yeah.
And if you were adding on the most expensive one out of all of them, which would have been Juan Soto, you're looking at not that much flexibility like the Celtics are right now.
But the Celtics have a salary cap. There's no salary cap in Major League Baseball.
Right.
But even the end of that contract for the Mets is going to be abysmal towards his late 40s.
Yeah.
And they're going to be stuck with that.
I doubt he'll be on the team by then. Usually any of those long-term
they're getting him probably for like a max good 10 years.
Wait, how many years? 10 years, 700 mil?
No, it's 15.
15 years.
15 years for 765.
Right now, he is 25. So you're probably going to get a good 10 years. The last 5 years will probably be a bit of his worst years.
Wow.
Because baseball players tend to go down after age 35.
But remember, this guy's unlike anything else. So the all-time greats, the primes extend. Like, LeBron's prime is extended till his like late 30s.
Yeah.
So the same thing could happen to Juan Soto. But, I give credit to the Yankees because they actually did fork up the money. They just didn't come in with the best offer. I think they offered 16 years for $760.
Wow.
Which is $4 million less for average annual value.
Yep.
I'm surprised.
The Mets also gave him $50 million more guaranteed if he does not opt out after year 5. Mm-hmm. They had $4 million. So, unfortunately, money talks. Juan Soto's agent is also the most hated agent in all of baseball. He's a money-hungry, greedy person.
I don't like him.
So is Juan Soto himself.
Really? Wow, you moved past him, didn't you?
Oh,
bro!
After all he did for the New York Yankees,
bro. The craziest thing, so many Yankee fans on Twitter kept switching up last night. When I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, he's only there for 1 season, and he didn't choose to go there. He got traded, so it's not like he ever had desire to play for them.
Yeah,
so it was always an uphill battle.
He got traded twice. Yeah. So
yeah.
But his most successful year was with the Yankees. The Padres were kind of crappy when he got there.
Individually, I would say his most successful year was with the Yankees.
Yeah,
but obviously he won a championship with the Nationals.
He made an extra $300 million not signing with the Nationals.
How old is he now? 25, you said?
He just turned 26 a couple weeks ago.
26, yeah. So the Nationals where he was drafted to, or he was signed to, gave him an extension for $450, I think, over 10 years, and he denied that. That's why he traded him to the Padres, and the Padres moved on and traded him to the Yankees. So he made an extra $350, almost $400 million. He made double his original extension deal.
I mean, yeah, he had one of the best contract years in sports history.
Yeah, this year was his best year with us.
Wow. I think you do. I think you guys do need him.
We don't.
It's clear. Aaron Judge cannot show up in the playoffs.
Well, this is a wake up call for him because now it's his team.
It's always even when Soto was on the team, it was still Judge's team.
Listen, You put your back. He's back to playing right field where
Who won
he's,
MVP?
he's naturally Judge.
Hey, there you go.
Exactly. It's his team.
He's back. He's back to right field, and now the Yankees can build a super team because one player does not define our team. So we can sign all these guys that we need, which we need pitching. We need other hitters. We were one step away from the World Series. We were a
You
few
sound
games
defeated,
away.
bro.
Few
You
games
sound
away.
defeated.
But
He sounds
listen,
very defeated.
You
No.
sound defeated, bro.
No,
Just it's okay.
I'm not defeated.
It's okay, man.
You can
It's
mourn
okay.
your loss.
They can take
okay?
them.
I want you to take some time, heal. Okay, think about what happened, heal, and then we'll come back.
What he did-
You're mourning right now.
The thing that he
okay.
did is that he went to the severely worse team
No.
history-wise.
History-wise,
Yeah.
obviously.
And he's going to a team that is going to be his own because he doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be
it's also not his team, though.
behind Judge
Well, think
anymore.
about it though.
This is Lindor's team.
Yeah.
No, it's not Lindor.
but
It's
here-
absolutely Lindor's team.
Think about it. Look,
not.
Juan
Yes.
Soto is a great player, right? He's staying in New York.
Yes.
He's on a pretty much evenly matched team, and because one team
The-
went to the
the
World
only-
Series.
the only
one team almost
difference
went to the World Series.
You see,
It
but
was close.
You see, if he had brains, he would have saw that the Dodgers are really good right now, and the path to my World Series being on the Mets is going to be significantly harder with the Dodgers being how great they are.
No, but just think about
If
it.
he would have stayed on the
The Mets
Yankees,
almost beat the Dodgers
Almost.
without Soto. So now
That's-
they add Soto. They're that much
hold
better.
on.
Yeah.
Were
And now they have a chance to beat
Were
the
you
Dodgers.
watching baseball at all? Actually, the Mets were piss poor until the final 2 weeks of the season.
No, we
and,
were-
and
matter.
got
Since-
and got on a
Doesn't
lu-
matter.
and got
Since-
on a lucky
wait, hold on.
lucky
Since-
run to the NLCS.
You're
Hold on.
hurting Yankees fans.
Hold on,
bro.
hold
No,
on.
I'm not
Since-
Look, I'm a Yankees fan.
Hold
too.
on. Since June the 30th, the Mets had the best record in baseball. So it wasn't a lucky 2 weeks.
If you listen, they had a when you get hot in baseball is
Yeah.
when you were good. So they were hot for that time, but
Yeah.
for the rest of the season they were piss poor.
Yeah, who cares
We
about
were
the rest
poor.
of the
We were
season?
poor.
Okay.
We were poor for the first.
It only matters
we were
when you
poor
get
for
to the
first,
playoffs.
We were poor for the first 2 months of the season, and then we woke up.
So they're going to the division now when the Dodgers, who are powerhouses, now brought in even more players to add to their World Series bid. They have a harder chance to get past the Dodgers. And he would have been in a World Series every year coming back to Yankees because the AL right now is wide open. No team in the AL is pretty much on our level.
that essentially doesn't really mean anything because the AL was so weak that you just got blown out by the NL team. 'Cause it
Well,
really doesn't
yeah,
matter.
exactly. Well, but if you come back to the Yankees and you add more depth, you have a chance to get to the Dodgers level. Come
Right.
again,
But
another World Series.
This is why we're in such a good position because we let go of $180 million in the offseason. Juan Soto and the other 2 guys we brought in only totaled 100, so we still or like 80 or something. So we still have 100 mil to play around with, and I still think we got some more guys to bring.
Listen, the Mets rotation right now is piss poor. They added 2 guys that are really injury prone that were former Yankees.
in. Okay,
And
we're about to get back Mania. So
Manaea's
See, man.
not coming back.
I think
He's leaving.
He's him and Pete Alonso are our top priorities right
Pete
now.
is going to be free. I think Manaea leaves.
No, I think they
All
both
right.
come back, but
Well, this is not a baseball podcast.
is not a
This
baseball
is not a
podcast.
baseball play. They
Let's get to the
At
NBA.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
they could have him. We don't need him. It would have been
You're hurting, bro.
No.
Yo, he is.
Just heal.
They paid $800 million for a DH that can't field.
Wow.
Look,
Well, yeah.
So
maybe you're right.
they're getting a DH that we already have. So they could take a DH that can't field because he was pretty bad fielding for us the whole year.
Okay.
yeah, he's not a good fielder, but at the end
So
of the day,
they could take the DH.
we'll take the playoff riser. I've known this kid for about what? I think I've known this kid for about 5-6 years now. I've never seen him this salty in my life.
No,
This
they
is crazy.
could have him. I'm not salty. It saves us money for flexibility, and we're going to bring in guys right now on the free agency market that are going to make the team better without Soto.
No, I just find it funny. Anthony a few months ago was like, Soto is the only guy on the Yankees that's doing good. I love
he
Soto.
was.
He's the best.
He was because
Exactly.
he's a
And now
contract
you're like-
riser.
now you're like, we don't need him.
No, fuck him. I'm gonna be
All right.
I'm gonna be at that Subway Series game at home, and I'm gonna throw a chicken tender bucket in his face
Yeah.
and hope he eat. I can't do that.
This
though.
is
Yeah.
exactly
But-
why I think you should just heal.
but
okay?
Yeah.
Go through your grieving process.
yes,
It's
I'll
okay.
go through my grieving process.
It's okay. We're here for any
I'll go
emotional.
Don't take it
my
out on me,
grieving
though.
process.
Okay, don't take it out on me.
All I know is that at the end of
Or Tyler, it's
at
his
the-
birthday.
At
Don't
the end,
do that.
at the end of the contract, we're gonna come out better looking than they are gonna be coming.
All right.
That's
well,
all I know.
we shall see. The last thing I'll say before we
So-
kind of get into things, I feel like the whole aura of the Yankees is so last year. We're living in the past too much. This is the then and the now. New teams have freshened up. The Mets are fun. We're vibey. And look, I'm excited for the season. And look, December 9th has been a curse for me because the Yankees traded for Stanton on my birthday. I believe they also got Soto on my birthday too. And
I don't
look,
remember last year.
even though it didn't happen on my birthday, it happened a few hours before, and I will gladly take it. So, and obviously, thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes on social media and everything like that. It means the world. And let's kind of dive right in. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 35 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Tyler Schwartz, Anthony Covino, and Giovanni Squatteri coming at you from the studio once again. Obviously, I think we get a general vibe of how we're all feeling. Man's going through it right now. We'll just kind of leave him be.
That's why you gotta stop drinking that Coca-Cola, bro. You're gonna have a hole in your gut if you keep drinking that.
Now, that's crazy.
Keep going,
You're the
Tyler.
reason why I have a hole in my gut.
Okay.
But,
yo.
but look, lads, we have a fun episode for y'all today. So about a month ago, we predicted the NBA Cup groups. We're going to react to those later on in the episode, and this is a competition. So I have everything prepped we need to go over. So we'll get into that later on in the show, as well as predicting the entire knockouts. We have a retirement to talk about. We got a new logo reveal. We got some injuries, and we're going to talk about two Western Conference teams today. So a pretty straightforward episode regarding that. And obviously, if you guys are new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, hit the bell, all that stuff. We're closing in on 4K. We only got a few weeks left in the year. Let's try and get 4K by then. We need y'all's help to do it. Follow us on our personal socials. Get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers as per usual. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of everything. I'm pretty sure if you're on Spotify, obviously, audio platforms, give us 5 stars, all that stuff. Anything you guys have to say before we kind of dive right into things?
Let's ride.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. This opening segment, we should came up with a name because it's always revolving bi-weekly, it seems like. So this could have been a bi-weekly segment, like retired. So I don't know.
How about the rolling retirement?
Sure. It seems we have a retirement every other week, it seems like. And it's, again, a player that we grew up watching a pretty good amount. An older player. He's 39. So I think it's pretty warranted for him. But Paul Millsap, Jazz legend and Hawks legend.
Nets legend,
And Nets
Paul
legend.
Millsap.
And Denver legend. All the
And-
teams he played for.
And LeBron's son.
Oh, really?
Okay, no.
Okay.
No,
Paul-
someone commented the other day on one of our videos that I didn't say the Nets legend moniker for Jason Kidd, so I redeemed myself by that. So I apologize to whoever commented that. That was my fault. I had a severe and continuous lapse of judgment, but
All right. But Tree Sap,
that's
Paul Millsap, has announced he is calling it quits. He's hanging up the shoelaces and the shoes after a 16-year career, half of it with Utah, 4-4 with Atlanta and Denver, and then he finished off the last season in Brooklyn. Then got moved to Philly. That was 2022-23. 4-time All-Star. Really shocking. All with the Hawks. I thought he had one with the Utah Jazz, but they were all with the Hawks.
They were all in a row too.
And they were all in a row, correct.
Yeah, he
all
was a
4 years in Atlanta.
Perennial All-Star for a couple seasons. Yeah.
So it seems like Atlanta was his prime. I remember him from Utah, of course, because that's where he was drafted. He was with Rudy and all those guys there. Not really many career accolades. He was on the all-rookie team, of course, when Utah drafted him. And he got all defensive in 2015, 2016, which I think was with Atlanta. Pretty sure.
What year?
15, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
With Atlanta.
That was like one of his last years.
That was
Those
a good
are
season for them.
Really was.
That's pretty much career accolades for him. He has a career 1,085 career games played. Career averages were 13.5 points per game, just a little over 7 rebounds. On pretty okay shooting, 49%. 3-point shooting, he wasn't really a 3-point shooter. And free throws was below 75%,
What did he shoot from 3?
34%.
34.1. And then he was a 73.5 free throw shooter.
The field goal percentage is good. I think if you
Yeah.
flirt
Field
in that 50-ish range, that's
He was he had a good jump shot.
he did. His mid-range game
His
was
post-game.
His mid-range game was okay, but the post work,
Yeah. His
I
post game was good.
always used Paul in 2K. I remember that.
How'd you use him?
I don't remember if it was Ultimate Team or if he was still in the Jazz.
No, but like, what was he good at in 2K?
The mid-range.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would do a lot of mid-range. He was also a big man. You could have drove easily. Like on early 2K before you 2K evolved to what it is now.
Right.
He was another famous second-round pick that we didn't include. He was a 47th overall pick by Utah in 2006 out of Louisiana Tech, which is not really a basketball school, but they have Paul Millsap to their name as of now. But another borderline decent all-star role player. Probably not Hall of Famer.
No.
Just really good player.
Yeah.
Of course, when I think of veterans, definitely Paul Millsap is in the veteran category towards the end of his career. But didn't we have something funny related to Paul Millsap that we always brought up?
We did. I would love to tell the story.
What was
to
the
y'all.
thing? That's
So-
what we're gonna trend it over to that.
Shout out my guy Eric, because this was we all became like a big friend group throughout the pandemic. It's kind of where all of us and our other friends kind of met and got close. And we were on like FaceTime calls every night and everything like that. And you guys remember when the NBA season got canceled or postponed, and then it restarted kind of late summer. So the finals were in like October and stuff like that. And I think me, you, and Eric were out to dinner one night, and Eric was just feeling frisky and decided to make a bet in the conference finals against the Lakers that Paul Millsap would score 40 plus points.
Wow.
He didn't start the game,
Really?
and he only scored 6 points. And that's where the whole legend of Paul Millsap happened. There was one time we were all playing like Among Us, and someone came in with the name P. Millsap, and we were just all
Yes.
dying. So, but look,
Yes.
man, Paul Millsap, I give bro a lot of credit for what he's kind of gone through and everything like that. He's one of 8 players ever to have 500 threes, 1,000 blocks, and 1,000 steals.
Wow.
He's one of
Wow.
21 second-round picks to be named an All-Star. He was the 47th pick in the draft, too.
Yeah.
So that is a steal and a half. He also, if you remember that one game when the Jazz played the Heat, like almost like over a decade ago, they were down by I think they were down by like 6 or 8, and Millsap scored 11 points in the final 20 seconds to win the game. That was the P. Millsap game. That was the game. And look, he actually did play in that big 3 league with all the celebs and stuff, but
Okay.
he only played the one game, got hurt, and that's when he kind of called it quits. But he's
Okay.
been through a lot. His tenure with the Nets was very rough. He had a kid, and it kind of took some time away from the game. And he had a few clashes with Kevin Durant. Said he was a 6'8" Christian Felicio, and
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was traded alongside Harden in the Ben Simmons trade.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that meant he was in Philly. That makes
yeah, that's
sense.
how he got there.
Yeah.
So very interesting there.
Wait, Kevin Durant said that?
Yeah.
Wow. KD. Did he say that on his burner account, or did he?
No, he
say
said it. He said it in practice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Kevin
that was.
Durant. That's not becoming of him.
No, it's not surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, and
That's his way of holding guys accountable.
Yeah, he's saying that to a declining Paul Millsap, like asking a lot out of him, though. I don't think you're asking a lot of Paul Millsap in his age 37, 36 career.
I mean, he was like 35 when he was playing for us.
Yeah.
And he had a really good preseason. That was the funny thing. He dunked on someone.
Wow.
It was nuts. But what are your thoughts, Gio, on Paul Millsap?
I mean, yeah, hell of a player. He, what I think of Paul Millsap, I think of that play, the inbounds play when he was on the Jazz. Like it was like a quick. There was like 0.1 seconds or 0.2 seconds left.
Wait,
in the
was
clock.
that him?
And I
Where he
think
just,
that
like,
was him, where he
wait, I
just
don't-
taps it up and it goes straight into the basket.
I don't know if that was him.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't
Pretty
know.
sure that was Paul Millsap, but you guys can fact check me on that.
Yeah, correct
but
us in the comments
Yeah.
if it is true or not.
But if that is him, that is what I think of.
We'll
I
look
think
it
of
up on
Paul
a YouTube
Millsap.
video after
Yeah,
this.
we'll look it up. We'll
That's
figure
one
it
of the
out.
We'll look
greatest
it up.
plays in NBA history.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
shot clock cheese at its finest for those that play 2K.
Yeah, that was insane.
Paul, I think because I remember Paul was in Atlanta with Al Horford, and it was like
Yeah.
the big body front court of those guys that were
They
out
were
of
not
shape.
that. They're not even that big.
They were
Hor-
out of shape.
neither of them are
They were
7.
out of shape.
Horford's tall, but he's
Neither
not
of
Yeah.
them are 7 foot.
No, but they're
Horford's
not-
6'10".
No, but I think big, like, you know.
Oh, strong.
Like
yeah,
girth.
like Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, pause.
But no, Paul is a good player. I liked watching
For
him.
sure.
He was someone that I thought was always underrated for
Yeah,
what he
monster on the
did.
glass.
Yeah.
Of course, Utah days were phenomenal as a rookie, and then Atlanta. I forget Atlanta that
Played
he was
very well in it.
really good there.
That was essentially his prime.
That
for
was his
being
prime.
real.
I mean, he was
times-
all-star
4
4 years.
consecutive
Yeah,
all-star teams.
exactly.
Like,
Denver was kind of like a midway patch.
Denver was his best team success because obviously they made it to the conference finals. You play alongside Jokic, you're going to look really good.
That was the
So-
beginning, though, of his career.
But still, Jokic
right?
started to
He
come
was-
onto the scene. I've been keeping tabs on Jokic since like 2019, and that's kind of around when Millsap got there. So
You know that NBA draft, Tyler was the one watching the Taco Bell commercial. He was like, I'm keeping up with this. Second round, Taco Bell.
I don't get it, but
Jokic was
it
drafted.
sounds
Jokic,
funny.
Taco
Jokic
Bell
was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't even.
okay.
It wasn't even.
You know when the NFL draft occurs at 7 rounds? I
Yeah.
remember getting it's like the later rounds. They just put the picks on the screen.
Yeah.
That's the NBA. That's when the NBA had a second round a day after the first round
Right.
that nobody really watched.
That's insane.
Yeah, I watched.
So.
I watched like a Nets. It was a Nets Nuggets game in like 2018, and that was the first time I really saw Jokic, and I started
Fell in love. It was love at first sight.
Literally love at first.
I don't.
So-
I don't remember when I first started him.
He was
Watching him.
I've seen the light on Jokic for a long time, so I'm glad it's come to fruition.
You
But
know
we'll
what
talk
I
about
saw?
Jokic later.
I saw Russell Westbrook dunk on Jokic, and then that's when I knew. Russ is
I don't
passing the torch.
remember
Yeah.
when I ever started.
Okay, definitely. But yeah, obviously we wish Paul Millsap the absolute best, whatever he decides to do later on. Not sure what he wants to do, but we'll see. Maybe he becomes a coach or a front office role or whatever.
Or maybe he just wants to be a full-time dad,
Full-time
husband,
dad,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
it's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that at all. He
Bro has
deserves
enough money to do that.
he
so,
deserves some rest.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of money in
Yeah.
his career.
Yeah.
So could only imagine how much more he would have made if his prime was like this year. But it is what it is. So, lads, any final thoughts regarding Mr. Paul Millsap before we kind of dive right into the next segment?
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So, Antoine, I'll
Let's
let you
go
kind
in.
of take the floor with it. We have a brand new reveal.
Yeah.
But it's not us related. It's something else.
No.
So, Antoine, take it away.
We're gonna go to the other side of NBA with the WNBA. Before we get into the tempo, the Valkyries did have their expansion draft this past Friday.
Yeah, I did see.
They have a roster now, but it's not really decent because all the players they drafted are bench players or didn't play a lot.
Yeah.
But the Valkyries have their roster for the upcoming season, so they're good to go. But going to the next team that has still yet to construct their roster is the Toronto WNBA franchise, the 14th team in the WNBA with Portland coming after them. Their name has come. It is the Toronto Tempo, as I've Tyler showing it on the screen.
Yep, it's on the screen.
That's
right
the
now.
logo.
It's nice.
A little backstory to this. This was a team name selected by the fans and the people that live in Toronto. Over 10,000 people submitted ideas and inspiration for this name, which was chosen to reflect the rhythm and pace of both our nation, meaning Canada, and the game of basketball. So, again, the brand identity for the Tempo is inspired by the rhythm of Toronto, the country of Canada, and the game of basketball. Again, 10,000 fans submitted feedback contributions. This name was chosen. Also, this name is purposely designed to work in both French and English for French Canada.
That I didn't know.
So it is still the tempo in French and tempo in English.
Cool.
That's cool.
So
Very inclusive of
helps them in Canada. The tempo logo, if you're going to see on the screen right now,
It's good to just be on the screen for the whole segment.
okay, it reflects the team's values. Its forward-leaning motion represents the team's desire for progress. Its sharp angles and round curves are a nod to the dynamic nature of the team and the game. Its 6 lines representing the 5 players on the court and the 6th player in the game, which are the fans.
Nice.
That's a little background. It's a pretty simplistic logo. Some nice design into it. I think that was pretty cool reading that.
Yeah.
The Tempo will begin playing in 2026 at Toronto's Coca-Cola Coliseum. Triple C.
Yeah. So that's why he's been drinking all this Coca-Cola, bro.
Quit
He's
it.
crazy.
I don't know who plays at the Coca-Cola Coliseum.
No one.
No one, right?
No one, I don't think, because I know the Raptors play at the Scotiabank Arena, unless maybe some other Canadian basketball team or whatever plays there, or because I think the Maple Leafs also play at Scotiabank.
Okay.
But yeah, they also have some nods to the six boroughs of Toronto. As you can see, kind of the motion lines on the left side here, kind of like on the end. That's kind of what it is. And you can tell there's like different like thicknesses and flows of the lines, which kind of goes back to the core values. So while this logo looks very simple, it's got a lot of layers to it. And I just think it's clean. And what I'm glad that they didn't do is your typical corporate circle ass, like boring logo. It's this is how you do simple, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think they smashed it out of the park.
I would like to see a jersey actually.
They'll come out with those.
Yeah,
soon,
though.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the color, but I'm very curious to see what they do with the jersey design. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team name I think fits really good. You got to keep it alliteration, Toronto Tempo.
Yep.
I think that reads off the lips really well. The logo again, simplistic. I love the background to it, relating to Toronto, and the fact that the name they chose actually correlates to French is pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, one little quick note on how this team formed and how it came to be. Back in May of 2023, the Minnesota Lynx and the Chicago Sky played a preseason game at the Scotiabank Arena, and it was a sellout crowd. The reception was fantastic, and Canada, you got to give them credit, man. They proved their point that they can have a WNBA team. And I think we already saw when the Raptors won the championship. I mean, Toronto loves their basketball not as much as they love their hockey, obviously, but like there's a fan base in Toronto that deserves a WNBA team. And this is, I believe, the first Canadian team the league will have.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, credit to Toronto. Canadians just do no wrong at this point. It's just, it's awesome. So I'm really excited to see more teams kind of come in. Like I said, it's the WNBA's turn now to expand. This is just the first of many we'll see across the decade. So yeah. Any other like quick final thoughts regarding this logo, anything of that nature?
No, I like it. I think the Valkyries, of course, smashed it with their logo and team name. I think they did even better, even around the same length.
Yeah.
Now we'll wait for Portland and see what they do in a year.
I'm actually really excited to see what Portland does because after the Rip City remix, I'm very intrigued because that branding looks fire.
Yeah, for the G League.
Yeah. My guess is they'll probably do something along the lines of Roses because it's the Rose City.
Yeah.
But I guess, the only way we'll find out is by waiting until the time comes because they're going to start playing at the same time in 2026. So it shouldn't be too long before they reveal theirs.
Also, so this got leaked Did it
actually?
Twitter. And that they had to do the press release the day after it got leaked.
Oh, wow.
Somebody leaked the logo.
For Portland.
No, for Toronto.
Toronto.
This one's supposed to come out for another, I think, few weeks.
Oh.
Somebody leaked it on Twitter, and they had to do a press release right the day after.
It's okay.
Well, thank you for giving us the content this week.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
link. Thanks for
Whoever that was. I don't know who leaked it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's the end of this segment. If there's anything else we need to say, do we just move on? I wasn't even English. My English just failed me there big time. But is there anything else we have to say about this logo? What do we rate it out of 10?
6.
6?
I need to see more secondary logos.
Right. There are more logos I could show you off camera.
Yeah.
But I would probably give this 7.5. I think it's pretty solid. I really have no complaints.
No, I would give it a 7.
7?
Flat 7. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not decent.
The Valkyries is better.
Yes.
That was a
Correct.
lot cleaner.
And the colors add to it a lot more.
Right.
This is a clean maroon.
It's clean.
And white.
It's clean and it's okay.
Really good
That's
colors.
it.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the logo. We wish the Toronto Tempo best of luck when they start play in a few years. And at this point, let's move on to the next segment.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to, this is going to be a titled segment from now on because this is going to be coming back pretty often. This is going to be injuries around the association, or
No.
IATI.
Just injuries.
Yeah, just in.
Ida. Ida. I know someone named Ida. No, I'm joking.
So do I actually know someone named Ida.
But we have to return back to Florida and the Orlando Magic because they lost their star player,
They're German.
their German star player,
One of
alongside
two Germans.
Paolo. What was that?
One of 2 Germans.
Yes, Mo was there, the brother. But Franz, the younger brother, who was filling in for Paolo Banchero quite nicely in his absence, suffered the exact same injury as he did. Torn right oblique for Franz Wagner. He's out indefinitely. He suffered this injury Friday night against the 76ers. He'll be reevaluated in 4 weeks. And his team, the team, Orlando meaning, said that his return would depend how he responds to treatment on that torn oblique. Paolo has been out since October 30th, so just a little over a month. Wagner has considerably, so far, had an all-star season. He's averaging almost 25 points a game, over 5 assists, just a little over 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And Orlando is still sitting in the top 3, 16-9 in the East. So doing pretty considerably good right now without Paolo. Franz stepped up massively, and now they're kind of back to square one for a little bit without their two pivotal scorers and star players. So they're going to have to rely on some bench guys. They are a deep team, but not a lot of scorers off that bench. The starting lineup, Suggs is going to be heavily relied on. You need some KCP help to step up. And Goga Badadze had a big game. He had 21, I think 16 his last game, starting at center. So Goga is going to have some good games. But the Magic just can't. They've caught the Pelicans bug.
No, not to that extent.
No, not to that extent.
But they've caught the Pelicans bug only for star players.
Yeah.
I guess.
On their team.
It's just such bad luck. Like, how do you lose both your star players to the same injury? Like, that's creepy.
That is weird.
Like, a torn oblique is not a common injury to have in basketball.
No.
So, I feel bad because Paulo was having a breakout year. He goes down. Then Franz just steps in and has an even more breakout year. He goes down. So, like, who's next to step up?
Right.
It's most likely going to be Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
And look, the Magic still, they keep doing it. They're 10-0 at home this season. They won again last night. Like, they cannot be stopped.
Yeah, they're very good at home.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to Coach Jamal Mosley. I mean, right now, he could put himself right in the mix for Coach of the Year, up there with Udoka and Kenny Atkinson, because he was a finalist last year when Orlando had that surprising season. And I think this year's honestly more impressive, amidst the circumstances that they're in. So you got to give bro credit. And I mean, Franz Wagner, before his injury, averaging 24, 6, and 6. He's been obscenely amazing and was going to be an all-star undoubtedly. And now obviously we don't know, we don't know if he's going to be available because we don't know how long he'll be out and if he missed too many games to get a vote in a selection.
Yeah. Listen, Franz, we were all looking at his contract when we talked about it in the summertime as what is going on in Orlando? This guy.
No, that's not how I looked at it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He was the only one that gave
You
pushback.
saw it from the beginning?
Yeah.
Genuinely did.
Okay,
Look,
you're me.
Look, if you don't believe, we have all our videos are on the internet. You can go back and look.
But we knew he was going to get an extension, but the money given to him now is worthy, in my opinion. He stepped up tremendously.
I thought at the time when he got that extension, I thought he was worth that. I think you guys were like, okay, maybe it's a little early.
Okay,
But I'm telling you right now, I looked into the future.
That's
and
why
I saw that he was balling out.
That's why you're who.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. But the Magic. Listen, they're still in third. They're not in purgatory like the Sixers and Pels are.
Nowhere's near.
But they may drop a few spots. I don't think they'll drop to play-in, but they'll stay, I think, top 5 relatively.
We'll see.
Paolo will be back pretty soon compared to Wagner because Paolo's already had a month to recover.
So when will Powell be back?
Oh, I don't know.
What's the
Probably
timeline
around
on
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Christmas,
Yeah,
New
we
Year.
mentioned that last time.
Yeah.
But like I said, the Magic team is deep. They have young guys that, of course, are lottery picks, first-round picks.
How's KCP playing?
He's been a little better. A little better.
A little bit better.
I think you're looking at, for right now, you're looking at Suggs, Badadze.
What about Cole?
Cole Anthony's been hooping.
Cole and Anthony Black have been rotating in pretty well.
Yeah.
Tristan Da Silva is their first round pick from this year. He's getting some starting minutes. Wendell Carter, I think, has kind of been on the bench now for Goga. Goga's been getting starts.
How tall is Anthony Black? Was he like 6'6"?
He's a point guard. He's a point guard.
Yeah, but he's tall though.
Yeah.
He's like 6'4", I think.
6'4"?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
pretty
I thought he was
sure.
bigger. Than
Let me double check.
Because I was thinking maybe he can take that ball dominant spot because Paolo's 6'8". Franz Wagner's probably like 6'8" as well.
Yeah.
I thought Anthony Black was 6'6", but
Oh,
yeah,
no.
maybe.
He is 6'6".
Okay, yeah. So maybe he can take that sort of role.
Bro, he looks a lot shorter than that.
No, he's pretty big.
Anthony-
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't look 6'6".
Yeah. No, Anthony Black is he's a nice guy. He's a nice prospect player. Nice guy too. He looks like on the court.
gotta assume it.
He's a top pick they had. Also, Mo Wagner, his brother, he's been doing pretty good.
He's been getting in guys' heads.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
He was putting the physical battle to Cat last week.
Yeah, the Wagner brothers are good players.
Yeah.
They really are.
Franz is more talented. Mo is more like strength. And
Franz is like he's like twice the player of his brother, but Mo just has that physicality.
Yeah.
He's like think of
like kind of an
think of
enforcer.
Thanasis if he was actually good.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much
Just
that.
think of that.
Yeah, and also he's like kind of the backbone. I think he's older.
He's an
right?
enforcer.
Yeah, he's an enforcer, but he's
Yeah.
like more of like the backbone for his brother. Like when he's in there, his brother plays with confidence.
Yeah.
When he's
He was-
out, he still plays with confidence, but he's not as good.
He was the more notable player in college because Michigan was better at the time. But Franz is just he's your prototypical.
He has a bag.
Yeah, he's your prototypical just great NBA player.
Yeah.
He was made for the league.
Yeah.
And look, I'm telling you, it's not only these Europeans, it's the Germans, man. Have you seen the way Dennis Schroeder's been playing this season?
Yeah,
Dirk's career, I mean, the Germans know how to play basketball.
they do.
So
they do.
gotta give credit.
I will say, the Magic, like I said, have depth, and there's one guy that we hoped would have rebounded a lot this year, and that's Jonathan Isaac, but he seems to be getting bottom barrel minutes right now.
Yeah.
Mo Wagner's outplaying him, Goga's outplaying him,
Yeah.
Tristan Da Silva's outplaying him, and so is Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
So
Not what I
Isaac
expected from Isaac.
Isaac is probably on his way out, maybe
think
in
so?
the off season.
What do you think, Tyler?
I don't know. His contract's going to be a little bit complex to trade because he is an insanely injury-prone player. So we'll see who would want him. I'm assuming a tanking team
Yeah.
would take on the contract, but I wouldn't give up on him just yet because remember, guys drop like flies in this league. So
Yeah.
eventually, just like, I mean, look at Jalen Green last season, was kind of doing nothing up until March and then just kind of came onto the scene.
Yeah, listen,
So-
all the picks that Magic have had that are playing really good, Isaac just seems to be that one miss, unfortunately. Just
I mean, you're going to have an odd guy out
the
every time.
injuries.
The
like,
injuries,
added
yeah.
on to him.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
it's tough. But they didn't strike out on everybody, which is, of course, the good thing about it. Just Isaac has been, unfortunately, what's going on with that, with his injuries and everything else.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for the Magic. I think we'll talk more about this next week because I low-key forgot to put it on the list for this week. But the Magic are a very high destination for a De'Aaron Fox trade down the line. So, but obviously we'll talk more about De'Aaron Fox once we get more information on the rumors and everything like that. But just keep an eye for the Magic and the trade deadline this year.
This year.
For just anything really, because they could use all the help they can get, whether it's a point guard or a power forward or whatever. So we'll see. But and obviously we wish Franz Wagner speedy recovery. Hope he gets back soon. We'll see Paulo back in a few weeks. And look, we'll talk about the NBA Cup knockouts later on, but we'll see what they can do now without Franz and Paulo. So we'll see. So any final thoughts regarding Franz Wagner before we get into the next and final injury?
Let's go.
All right, Antoine, take it away. What do we got?
All right, we're back to New Orleans for another player that's not the players we've already mentioned. It's trade target and I guess Pelican on the way out. Eventually, Brandon Ingram. He is out indefinitely with an ankle sprain. Low left ankle sprain. He's out indefinitely as well. He got hurt and then lost to the Thunder on Saturday. It's a high-grade low left ankle sprain. He's going to have a return to play timeline, of course, how he responds to treatment and rehab. He rolled his ankle on Lou Dort, unfortunately. Ingram was averaging 22 points this year. That's really all to his name this year. He did miss 5 games due to right plantaris tendonitis before returning for Thursday's win. This was 2 days before Saturday against the Suns. He scored 29, and he also snapped the Pelicans' 9-game losing streak in that win as well. But Saturday, of course, he left early. So that was it. And, he's out with Zion. Everybody else is back besides Zion and now Ingram. So, everybody's getting their turn on the injury table for the Pels right now.
Yeah.
This is rough. And as a person in the PT industry now, I'll kind of let you have the floor here because it's clear that there's something going on with the Pelicans medical staff. I think it needs to be addressed. And I'll let you address it because you know a lot more about this than we do. So we'll kind of let you take the floor here and just give us your thoughts regarding the Pelicans' current situation and give some ridicule to that medical staff because, my goodness, they deserve a lot of it right now.
Well, I'll start off by saying that injuries most of the time are just unlucky circumstances where players find themselves in vulnerable situations, and then their body, caves in and
Yeah.
they get injured. So you can't blame the medical staff for that, but you can blame the medical staff for being irresponsible when it comes to having players return in a timely manner, as well as with their full health. So if that's something that the Pelicans medical staff isn't handling correctly, where they're not getting players back on time, or they're not getting players back at 100% and making sure that they're 100%, that's where we can ridicule the staff.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I completely agree. And I think Ingram is on the lines of like a freak accident. He lands on someone like that. But like Zion, for example, the hamstring.
Right.
Or, DeJounte broke his hand. It is what it is. But, they've had guys out with just muscle injuries. And that's a contribution to a questionable medical staff, right?
Yeah.
Because
it goes beyond that, though.
Because it really comes down to fitness and the way these guys take care of themselves. But the medical staff, you're under their responsibility. They're responsible for keeping these players fit and determining whether they're fit enough to play.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my issue with it.
It goes beyond the medical staff, because now you got to talk about, the diet plan, the team nutritionist. You got to talk about the strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
Does he have the players in the right shape to be able to handle an 82-game season, right?
Yeah.
So you got to talk about all that. The medical staff, their job is just, you actually don't want them doing their job, because you want to hope that players don't get injured.
Right.
Right. So you actually don't want them to do what they have to do, but they're just there for support, and unfortunately they have a lot of work to do for the Pelicans. If you're a Pelicans medical staff, honestly,
that treatment
we're praying for you, man.
That treatment room is jam packed.
Yeah, it's packed in there. So, yeah. I haven't heard of any scandals going on, right?
No, I don't think there's any scandals.
There's no scandals.
I just
it's
don't.
Bad luck.
I just think
it seems like
don't,
bad luck to me.
But it's.
I don't think they're not. I don't want to disrespect them. I feel like they are doing their job, but
it's just hard.
It's unfortunate.
There's such a reoccurring pattern, because obviously the current roster is what it is, right?
Yeah.
We've seen injuries, countless injuries to Anthony Davis since he left, to Chris Paul since he left New Orleans.
Interesting, yeah.
It's just been like a constant thing where it's kind of like the Clippers now, where guys go to the Clippers and they just get hurt all the time. So maybe there is just more faulty medical staffs and strength and conditioning, training regimens and everything like that. Teams like the Spurs handle their injuries perfectly.
Yeah.
Where teams like, I remember when we had the big three in Brooklyn, our medical staff was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because guys spent like a month and a half ramping up, and they would come back for a few games and get hurt again. So that's kind of the issue I see alongside it. But as far as Brandon Ingram, I guess the last question I have, I'll ask you, Antoine. Is this the last time we'll see Brandon Ingram in a Pelicans uniform?
Oh, it depends if he's back before the deadline, because right now, with him being out, his value is probably going to be at a standstill, because we know he's averaging over 20 points a game. We know the somewhat mess that is New Orleans right now, with the injuries aside and even just the whole core of players they have right now.
Yeah.
If he comes back, he'll play. The trade deadline is February, March.
It's like the first or second Thursday in February.
Yeah.
It's like February 7th or something like that.
I don't want to say it's his last game. I would assume he'll be back in the new year before February. Probably suit up for however remaining games the Pelicans have left. Probably before the deadline comes around. I think he'll be more of a late deadline piece to trade, because of the value he probably would have for teams that need a shooter, i.e. the Lakers, and other guys, whoever comes in late. Maybe even, Orlando, if they need another guy. He may not start there, but you never know.
You wouldn't trade for Ingram to bench him. So
no.
Teams that he said himself he wants to play in a winning environment. He turned down a trade to the Jazz in the summer because he didn't want to re-sign in Utah.
No way.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be part of a winning culture. And Utah, look, they have good players individually, but as a team, there's no future. There's no sort of steps to success right now. That's like a down the line thing with Danny Ainge teams. So really, as soon as he signed with Clutch, I knew he was gone. He's definitely not making it through the season in New Orleans. I'll be shocked if he does. Lakers and Warriors seems to be really the only two options at this point. And I really don't see any other choices, because they both need a good 3/4. They need a shooter, and they both have good relationships with Clutch Sports, which is his new agency now.
So if you had a bet, where's he going?
Lakers.
I think he's going to go to the Lakers.
LA?
100%.
Because, LeBron and Clutch Sports are like this.
Yeah.
They are inseparable. Whenever Bron
Does LeBron want him? That's the question.
It's either him or Rui Hachimura.
Rui's probably going to go in a trade anyways. He hasn't panned out the way that they expected him to.
Yeah.
So really, that whole D'Lo Rush trade is just kind of a lose-lose for all parties involved, because you didn't really get what you expected. And look, this would be the second time in 3 years that the Lakers would trade for their former number 2 pick. So
Yeah. Besides Lonzo.
well, yeah, they got D'Lo back,
And they'll get
obviously
BI
They'll
back.
get BI back. So that's my bet.
Well,
But I mean, how long do you think he'll be out? Because I mean, high ankle sprains.
he
really
might want
tough.
to. He might want to drag this out. Because he might want to play it smart and just drag it out. I mean, his values. He's averaging 22 points a game. What does he have to prove?
22, 6, and 5. I mean, he's had great games this year,
Yeah.
but it's just him staying on the floor.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, if I'm Brandon Ingram, I'm gonna drag out this injury.
Drag it out till like Martin Luther King week.
Yeah.
And then you start balling, and then
Yeah.
you get that value up.
Exactly.
And then-
ankle sprain. I mean, that usually takes like 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I feel like.
A usual,
Depending on how-
a typical like grade 2 takes about, I don't know, 2 to 3.
Yeah.
So he'll probably miss at least a month if it's a
Okay.
high ankle sprain.
Oh, it's okay. Okay.
So he's gonna miss a while. He's definitely gonna go into January.
Yeah.
Still on the bench.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Obviously, we wish BI speedy recovery. Let us know down in the comments where you think he'll wind up free agency wise. And any final thoughts before we get into the next segment? All right, let's
go.
do it. All right, into the next segment. This would have been the main segment, but we have a lot of NBA Cup stuff to talk about later on. So we feel like we'll just get the teams out of the way and we'll kind of save the NBA Cup stuff for the end of the episode. But obviously, we have all the timestamps and chapters down in the description. You guys can go check them out wherever you see fit for your teams, your agendas, your fandom, and whatnot. We have 2 teams to talk about. They both reside in the Western Conference. And yeah, both teams have been on a bit of a skid, kind of some hardships, some adversity. And we're going to kind of just talk about both of them a little bit in depth and kind of decipher what's been going on. So Antoine, I'll segue over to you for the first team. I know you have a question for us regarding this team. So take it away. Who are we talking about?
I'm sorry, I was distracted, but Cat and Scotty Barnes just got into a really bad collision,
Ooh.
and Scotty Barnes is getting helped off the court.
Oh, no.
Oh wow.
Cat is okay, so I don't know how
Prayers-
bad. I was just looking at the notification.
Prayers to Scotty.
Yeah, someone said prayers up to Scotty, so maybe it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe that we'll go back to the injury segment and add Scott. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll probably have that to talk about next week.
We'll see how bad it is if he comes
So,
back.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into the Warriors. So the Warriors, Gio's favorite team as of right now.
Hell no.
I'm talking. Thank you.
Segment in progress.
Segment in progress. SIP.
Sip.
Dip and sip. Dip is draft.
That's crazy. Okay.
Okay. So the Warriors, they're struggling a little bit, but in different reasons. They're 14-9. They're 5th in the West, 1st in the Pacific right now. Steph is doing Steph things, GOAT things, Hall of Fame things. Outside of Steph, you're not looking at much decent production outside of probably Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga.
And Draymond Green.
Not even Draymond.
Well, he dunked on Gobert the other.
Sure.
Draymond's been in and out with injuries.
Buddy Hield's kind of cooled off his hot start from the season, we remember.
Classic Buddy.
Yeah.
But the main problem we have here is outside of Steph, the scoring option of Klay Thompson, I guess, which was there before. Kevin Durant, of course, during the prime era for them, it's lacking. So I'm going to pose this. Did the Warriors mess up on Lauri Markkanen in the offseason? Or, even better, can the Warriors make it better and get a better player than Lauri, i.e. Giannis, and trade the same guys that were offered for Lauri for Giannis? But, of course, you're going to be giving a lot more draft capital for Giannis, then you probably
They're
are
not
Lauri
getting Giannis.
marketing.
They're not
I'm
getting
still
Giannis.
talking.
Sorry.
They're not-
I had to just say that.
They're not
You
getting
want
Giannis.
okay? So you want to backtrack to Lauri marketing then? Did they mess up? Because the guys they offered for Lauri, Pojemski, Kuminga, of course, is pretty decent, and Trace Jackson Davis. Pojemski's been crapping to bed this year.
Yeah.
He's been looking horrendous.
That's the most glaring thing.
He's out of the rotation almost completely right now.
Wow.
Well, no, he's been having to play because DeAnthony Melton's out for the season.
Yeah.
But Brandon Pajemski was the only reason why the Warriors would not trade for Lauri Markkanen. He was as untouchable as Victor Wembanyama. That can't happen. It can't. Lauri Markkanen's prime is going to be wasted now in Utah because they're doing nothing. And now he can't be traded until July 15th.
Wow.
So it kind of is what it is.
That hurts.
Also, I do have an update on the Scotty Barnes injury. It is a right ankle injury, and it doesn't look very good. So presumably next week we'll probably be talking about a Scotty Barnes injury.
Okay.
So prayers up to him. But Gio, I'll let you kind of cook up with the Warriors, considering you love them so much.
Yeah, considering that I love the Warriors, no. But no. Obviously, they should have traded for Lauri. I'm pretty sure we all were saying that, right?
It made the perfect sense.
Yeah, we all were saying get Lauri marketing because then you would actually be for real contenders. Right now, they're fake contenders if you ask me.
Pretenders.
They're pretenders,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just Steph and a bunch of
Yeah.
pretty good role guys.
Some pretty good role guys.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But you're not going to go deep in the playoffs with that team. No chance.
Yeah.
In the East,
So-
you could have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
In the West, not at all.
No, not a shot.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you have Lauri on this team, you're probably looking at around a little better bit of a record, but you're also, Pajemski has been out of the rotation for
Right.
a while. Trace Jackson
I can't believe he was untouchable.
Yeah, he's not out of the rotation. He's just not playing good.
Yeah, he's not. But he was not starting anymore. That's what I mean, out of the rotation.
Oh, okay. No,
he's not
just
starting.
Rotation
anymore.
is like the first 8 or 9 guys off the bench.
Oh no, yeah, he's still playing now. I see that he's been getting bench minutes.
Who's out of the
Kaminga,
lineup.
Kaminga's doing decent.
Yeah.
Of course, we know that.
we knew
and then
that.
Trace Jackson Davis would have probably been a
He's
throw.
alright.
He's okay.
Yeah.
And then the draft picks, we don't know what they were going to be. But
Right.
the main piece is doing remarkably bad. That was supposed to be the main piece of the
Pods.
trade for.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I'm just perplexed because they, obviously Pods was due for either a second-year leap or a sophomore slump. So I understand, as well as he played last year, it's hard to replicate that. They're reluctant to pay Jonathan Kuminga any sort of high contract. The Jazz would have done it in a freaking heartbeat. So, it made sense. And, Wiggins is playing good this year, but Wiggins has lost him a lot of games in the fourth quarter. So the trade made perfect sense. Really, outside of Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, when he scores 20-plus points this season, they're 7-0. So when he's on, he's a humongous help. But Buddy Hield's not a second option. And that's the one thing the Warriors have lacked. Since Clay's gone, obviously, now.
He's also super inconsistent.
Who, Buddy Hield?
Yeah.
That's what happens with three-point specialists. They're streaky.
Right.
So you're going to have bad games here and there.
Yeah.
But as far as I see, it's just the lack of a second scoring option is it's glaring. And Lauri Markkanen would have been the perfect second scoring option next to Steph Curry because he's a 3-level scorer. And, without him now, you're kind of playing with house money. You don't have you have a lot of live body talent, but not a lot of draft assets and stuff like that. But it could have worked. And look, I think, on all ends of the floor, Pods has been dreadful, and Steve Kerr's called him out on press conferences.
Oh, wow.
But look, that's what happens. The Anthony Melton was kind of a glue guy because before the injury, the Warriors were 9-2, 5th in defense, 2nd in offense. Since his injury, they're 3-6. They're 5th in defense still, but they've fallen all the way to 28th in offense.
Wow.
So DeAnthony Melton was kind of providing a spark off the bench for them. Brandon Pajemski just can't really do that. So to answer your question, Antoine, I agree in the sense that they did fuck the offseason up.
Well, they could still save it. The deadline is in February, but they're going to be going after someone that's not named Lauri Markkanen.
That's the problem because you're gonna have to settle for a guy, and because it's midway through the season, their value is going to be higher than in the offseason. So you're going to have to pay more for less.
And I don't know who would come out to them. They need a big body. They don't need any guards. Levine's off the table. Ingram probably's off the table. I think you don't want that injury problem if he does come over.
That's who they want.
I wouldn't do that if I were them.
What is Ingram, 6'11"? He has some size.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer Brandon Ingram over Andrew Wiggins in a
I
heartbeat.
think I.
Yeah,
think
I over Wiggins.
Yeah.
But
Because right now, I mean, the Warriors need anything at this point. Outside of Steph Curry, the only player that's up their game is Kevon Looney,
Right.
and he's their backup center.
Yeah.
that's fine.
So really, you're going to
Kevon.
offload Wiggins, Kuminga, and most likely Pods in any trade you get for a small
Yeah.
forward or just like
Yeah.
an elite wing. Because who else could you potentially get besides Ingram? Kuzma, like
Yeah.
Kuz wouldn't be bad.
Kuzma.
No, he'll be bad.
He would
think
be
he'd be
very
bad?
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they should have kept Jordan Poole?
Yeah.
That's another question. Instead of trading his contract
I think
away.
they should have.
It's just
Poole is hooping.
It's just unfortunate because that's completely on Draymond.
Yeah.
It's completely on Draymond.
Yeah.
Because Poole's mental on the Warriors since the punch
Yeah, I know.
been gone.
I know.
So if he was on the Warriors still, I don't think he'd be playing this good.
Maybe you're right.
True.
but My goodness, that was a promising future
Yeah.
before that whole situation had for Jordan Poole.
He
He was supposed to take the reins from Steph Curry,
Yeah.
keys to the franchise, and then that happened. But let me ask you guys about Pods, because he was very promising in his rookie season, and so far the season has been very bad. What do we think on the future of his career? Like, do we see him like getting better? Do we see him staying like this, or what do you think?
I think he needs to find the right role because
Yeah.
I think we saw in Toronto, Scotty Barnes' second season was abysmal. I mean, he was just awful on both ends. And now look at him. I mean, he's one of the best. He's like one of the most improved players in the NBA now. Now, I don't think Pods is going to be anywhere near Scotty Barnes' level.
Okay.
But I don't think the Warriors is the right team for him.
What's his ceiling?
As far as like a player comparison,
You can
got-
just say that, or like all-star.
I've said this since the moment he stepped foot in the league. This is a smaller ass Kyle Lowry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He is an elite grifter.
Okay.
And that's what he does best. Taking charges, being a pest. I think
Kyle Lowry.
he's going to play a Kyle Lowry role, just not as good of a player.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know Kyle Lowry's like a championship cornerstone.
For sure.
We know how good he is. But the Warriors are not the right team for Pods.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
Yeah. I don't know.
it's tough. It's a little tough. I think teams that could fit, Utah obviously would be a good spot for him.
Yeah.
Miami is
Yeah.
where he belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Miami's where he needs to be.
I like
I
that.
think him in that Spoelstra system, he will thrive on both ends and kind of get
Yeah.
rid of the bad juju that's going on with his game right now. But obviously, we shall see. I guess, what do we see ceiling-wise for the Warriors before we move on to the second team?
Like this season overall.
The highest they can finish in the West
wow.
and the farthest they could go in the playoffs, because it's clear they're going to make the playoffs.
The highest they'll finish, I'll say, is 4.
Okay. I think they'll probably get into the top 3. They'll rebound from this because they'll make a
I
trade.
don't know.
What do you
We'll
say?
see. I think they're going to be 5.
Ooh, okay.
That's the ceiling, though.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
think
they are
5,
right now.
5 or 4.
I mean, they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. That span included a 5-game losing streak, but they were against some good teams, so it's kind of tough to say. But where do we see playoffs? How far do
First
they go?
round exit. If they don't make any moves, first round exit.
Okay,
Yeah.
really depends on who
First
they get in
or
the first
second.
round. I think they're a second round exit
First or second.
because you're looking at an inexperienced 4 or 5 seed in the first round. I think they'll win, and then they'll probably lose to like OKC in the second round. They just have too
Okay.
much
I
firepower.
don't know, man. The West is tough. Doesn't even matter.
The West is
if
so
you're
deep.
inexperienced.
Right,
Like,
but that's the thing, though. The Grizzlies and Kings in 2023 were obscene, but they had no playoff experience.
Yeah, well,
and
now
they
they're
easily
getting
got
older.
figured out.
now they're getting older.
Exactly. So
So-
we'll see. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
And look, I think a big test for the Warriors coming up with the NBA Cup knockouts. We'll see how they fare. And
Yeah.
we'll get into those predictions later on. So any
Yeah.
final thoughts regarding the Warriors before we get into the second team?
No, let's move.
All right.
Scotty Barnes said he can't feel his foot.
That's not good.
What does that mean?
Probably broke his ankle.
Yeah, but when you break your ankle, you can feel that you broke your ankle.
Maybe there was some nerve damage. So prayers up to Scotty Barnes. Stay tuned for next week. We'll probably cover his injury.
That's
I wanna see
pretty.
the injury.
What?
Can you look it up?
They just call it an ankle injury. Right?
Yeah, and then the audio in the TV says to the trainer, he said, "I can't feel my foot."
Yeah. So hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
But let's get into the second team. We're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets again. And I think we've kind of avoided this conversation for a while now. And I think it's kind of safe to say that the Nuggets are failing Nikola Jokic. They are wasting this man's prime. This man has the potential to be one of the greatest players to ever grace the NBA. And they're just being really passive. And they've made some organizational failing moves over the past few sort of years since winning the championship. Obviously, there was a GM shift from Tim Connelly to Calvin Booth. And look, while some draft picks worked out and everything like that, a lot of your championship rotational pieces left for nothing. You didn't get anything in return, being Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So that's kind of what it is. But look,
Well, I view those guys as very replaceable. What do you say?
I agree in the sense of that. However, you don't replace them with rookies. You need a trade or whatever, bring in guys in free agency, be aggressive. And it just seems the Nuggets don't want to do that. And the Cronkies are known to be stingy. So this isn't really a surprise. But at the end of the day, when you have Nikola Jokic on your basketball team, you need to maximize this guy. He's not even 30 yet. So you kind of gotta do something, because let's talk about Nikola Jokic for a few minutes. I mean, in his last 4 games, 38, 10, and 6 against the Warriors, 27, 20, and 11 against the Cavs, 56, 16, and 8 against the Wizards, 48, 14, and 8 against the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, the huge career high game he had against the Wizards on 60% from 3.
Yeah.
The Nuggets lost to the 2-19 Wizards that hasn't won a game since Cabbage Night.
That's pretty bad.
That's
Yeah, but to
crazy.
be fair, the Wizards were on fire. Jordan Poole was hitting everything.
Exactly, but I understand that. But when the Nuggets make 2 threes the entire game that were not from Nikola Jokic, Jokic had 56 points that game. The rest of the Nuggets had 57. So
Pretty bad.
pretty bad. And you can see Jokic is taking a lot more shots, which means he don't trust the other guys on the floor right now.
Interesting.
And he said after his game in the press conference, he needs a reaction. In his country, their salaries, are a little bit cheaper that week in the paychecks. So he obviously was joking, but there's a lot of disarray going on. And look, Jokic in his last 2 games, he's averaging 52, 15, and 8 on 55% from 3. He's in the past 24 hours, he has 104 points, 30 rebounds, and 16 assists. The first player ever to have 130 and 15 in a 2-day span. It's insane. It's literally insane.
Yeah.
Last season, a Nikola Jokic jump shot, he averaged 1.01 points per game, or points per jumper. This season, it's up to 1.35, which is higher than 2016 Steph. So,
It's really good.
and it's the second highest efficiency in the NBA this year. So, look, Jokic is having by far one of the greatest seasons we'll ever see in the NBA.
Is he MVP this year?
Absolutely.
Or is Giannis MVP this year?
Giannis isn't.
Come on.
Giannis is.
Are you kidding me?
Giannis is playing great.
You just said Giannis isn't close. Have you
To
been watching
Jokic.
basketball?
To
Gian-
Jokic, he's not.
Look,
He's up there, but-
In my opinion, there's a gap between Jokic and everyone else, but
Yeah.
there's a gap between Giannis and everyone else too.
I would say Jokic is the better player, but Giannis is having an outstanding season as well.
Giannis is having an outstanding season, but this carry job from Jokic is impressive. It's insane. I mean, when Jokic is on the floor, the Nuggets lead the entire league in offensive rating, in net rating, in field goal percentage, in 3-point percentage, and in the assist to turnover ratio. That's with him on the floor.
Yeah.
When Jokic is off the floor, the Nuggets are 28th in both 3-point percentage, bless you,
Thank you.
and assist to turnover ratio. They're second bottom in net rating, and they're rock bottom in offensive rating and field goal percentage.
Okay, yeah, that pretty much tells the whole story.
It really tells the whole story.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
That sounds like Russ's 2017 NBA season. I'm being dead serious. Like,
exactly,
That's
yeah.
what it sounds like.
And there's been a lot of discourse over the past few days from the competing fan bases, mainly Mavs fans. They're trying to claim that Jokic is stat padding this season when the numbers clearly prove he's not. But, the typical fan bases, Dallas, Philadelphia, Milwaukee now. It's all kind of the same. OKC, because SGA is also in the mix. But this is an all-time great season from Nikola Jokic. And we're only, a month and a half into it? So it's crazy stuff.
All right, so let me ask you, what should the Nuggets do
Oh, I have.
to maximize his prime? What can they do? What should they do?
I have the answer.
What is that?
It's time to disband the team.
Whoa.
Oh,
It's time to disband the team. Everybody not named Jokic and Christian Braun are untouchable.
Oh wow.
No, Aaron Gordon should be untouchable as well.
I think you get a lot of value for him in return.
Aaron Gordon, as far as his position goes and his role, is one of the most irreplaceable in the NBA.
Okay, so then I guess you're fine with Murray and Porter leaving.
Those are the two that would essentially go in any sort of movement.
Okay.
Because at the end of this season, you have to pay Christian Braun. Not sure what their vibes are on paying Peyton Watson. They probably should pay him. He probably won't make as much money as everyone thinks.
Right.
So that should save them a little bit of cap.
I agree with that. They should pay him.
Exactly. Look, I don't know who's going to want Jamal Murray right now, but
They shouldn't have paid him. I said that.
look, you can't risk losing him for nothing. So that's kind of what it was, because it's clear that if they didn't pay him, he was going to walk elsewhere. And you can't make that mistake. You can't pull a Clippers and have Paul George walk out the door. You just can't, whether it works out for them or not. So
Couldn't you trade him mid-season and get the return?
not now, because he just signed. He can't be
No,
traded.
before
If
he
he
signed
didn't.
before he signed the extension.
Jokic didn't want him traded at that point. So
Okay.
it's really going to, it would take a really disastrous season if this continues to trade Jamal Murray. I think MPJ goes first if anything happens. I'm just not sure what the Nuggets do, because to me, if you're going to trade anyone or for anyone, there's really only two options, and they're both point guards, and that's essentially moving off from Jamal Murray. I just don't know if the Nuggets would do it. That's the thing. I don't think the Nuggets have the balls to trade Jamal
No
Murray.
way.
They don't.
No way.
They do not have the balls to trade that man.
This team is so good,
I mean,
as I say.
That's
I
the
don't know
thing.
if they are.
This team, talent-wise, on paper, is there. This is an effort problem. They're not looking locked in. They look lazy.
Is this Russ's fault that Russ goes anywhere he makes a team bad?
No,
I wouldn't say so.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't.
Well,
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Considering,
That's just been the flow. Every team he's gone to now after OKC that's been really bad.
I mean, the Nuggets are
them?
5-1 when he starts.
Right.
He's been playing really well as of late.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I think it's just,
I'm just saying that's the
look,
trend.
Look at the background of the context of where he's gone. The Lakers traded all their depth for Russell Westbrook,
Right.
and they wound up stinking.
Yeah.
Paul George and Kawhi Leonard never saw the court at all when he was in LA.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's kind of what it is.
And then when he was in Houston, it was just him and Harden.
And then it was
Tallest player was PJ Tucker, 6'5" or 6.
and it was just him and Beal in Washington, and Beal also was hurt all the time too.
Yeah.
So you really can't put much blame on it.
I think another problem, they need to address their bench. Their bench is considerably almost on the same wavelength as the Knicks bench, but they have a lot better rotation guys than we do.
Yeah.
They're just really young. And of course, you're missing Deron Holmes as well. Your backup big.
Yeah, that's been the big problem, and it sucks too because they traded Ryan Dunn for him, and he's been incredible on the point of attack, and that's what the Nuggets have lacked this season.
Ryan Dunn would have been perfect
But
for that backup point.
Deron
guard
Holmes
role.
is a better fit.
Yeah.
He'll work out long term.
You know who's like really not good?
Dario Saric.
Yeah.
He's ass.
He's fallen
sorry.
off so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys said he was good.
Bro,
I
he
thought
was
he
he was
was-
great for Golden State last year.
Yeah, I thought he
Yeah.
was going to be decent for us.
Like,
but-
I like Strawther. I like Peyton Watson.
me too. Good player.
Russ, sure.
Yeah, you know what?
Who else is on that bench?
You guys,
Saric is.
You gotta start watching more than just the Knicks, bro.
I'm going to get you canceled, bro.
I don't want to watch.
talking like that.
You want me to
Yeah.
watch the Nuggets?
Yeah.
Just watch any other good team besides, well, he doesn't even watch
I
a
know
good
what's
team.
going on. I just don't sit and watch a lot of games at once for basketball because they're all on at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I usually I pick 2 games per night to kind of key into.
Yeah.
Ones that are like
If
good
the NBA
matchups.
had their own type of red zone, of course I would watch it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard because basketball is fast paced. But so is NFL.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's different.
It's tough.
Different
Different.
sport. Yeah.
But look, I mean, something has to give because they have one tradable first round pick and they have no tradable contracts. MPJ would be the one that would have to go because him and Murray MPJ's making like 33, Jamal's making like 37, give or take. And
I don't think you get rid of MPJ, though.
but that's the thing. I just don't know MPJ, like him or not. He's not playing like a max player right now. He's not even close to it.
not.
So you kind of have to get rid of him if that's the case. And as far as Jamal Murray goes, look, I don't think they have the guts to trade him. Because I'll tell you what, one of De'Aaron Fox and Cade Cunningham will be available in 2 years, within 2 years. And look, if you're trying to maximize Jokic's prime, I think those two would be great options. But
Why are you saying Fox and Cade? Because they're going to be free agents or they're going to get traded?
well, if De'Aaron Fox doesn't make All NBA this year, he can't get the Supermax, which means there's no incentive for him to stay in Sacramento because he's not going to get the maximized money.
Okay.
So he'll be out the door. And as for Cade Cunningham,
He just got his rookie extension.
exactly, but he plays for the Detroit Pistons, and that front office does not know how to function. So you never know. Shit could hit the fan, and he could become available. And he's a young point guard. And that's just kind of what it is. Those are really the only two players I see becoming available
Yeah, that'd be nice.
at that time.
You can't worry 2 years down the road, though. You got to worry about now and what you have.
But they can't do anything right now. That's the problem. That's why I'm talking about the future.
You
They're
got
stuck
I
right
mean,
now.
you gotta have a team meeting. You gotta
think,
sort this out.
Yeah. Malone needs to.
You gotta
Needs to
no.
coach
This is
him up.
players only meeting. You gotta sort it out. You gotta let them all speak about their feelings
Honestly,
and
he's right.
have the ball just go at each other, and then everything could be. Listen, team meetings solve everything.
That's what solved the Mets.
That's what solved the Mets this past season.
That team meeting in July and June really helped.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if it's a players only meeting,
It's true.
you get a lot of things out because your coaches aren't there, of course.
Right.
But
Who's the leader in the locker room? For
that's
this team?
Jokic. Jokic got to set that up.
That's
Is
the
he?
problem. It's not anyone.
I don't think
There's no leader in that
That's
locker
what
room
I'm
right
thinking.
now.
I don't
Jokic
think
leads
Jokic-
by example on the floor.
Yeah, he doesn't really.
As far as a vocal leader, the Nuggets.
DeAndre Jordan, maybe.
I mean, he's just a mentor kind of
Yeah.
guy. Aaron Gordon, maybe, but
Maybe.
like, you look back at the championship team.
Yeah.
Jeff Green and KCP were the
Yeah.
big vocal guys. So, look, even if the Nuggets trade for just an enforcer that doesn't play or barely plays, that'll just get in guys' faces, like PJ Tucker. Like, you realize how much that can help.
Sure.
PJ Tucker's just presence alone saved the Bucks in 2021
It's true.
because he got in Giannis's face a lot.
Yeah.
He got in Embiid's face a lot.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Paul George. So, you kind of got to do what you can. But, I really don't see much hope for this Nuggets team at all.
It's only 22 games in.
Yeah, and look, they're still
We
in
have
what,
some
sixth
time.
place, fifth place,
They're
or
in
something.
they're
in
in
seventh.
seventh.
Seventh. Okay.
They're in seventh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
A couple games out of
if they fall below 500 past 6 or 7 games, I think you have a problem.
Yeah.
They won't though.
Hopefully not.
I don't think.
They're only 2 games above 500 right now.
If that gets
Yeah.
to below 5 or more, you have a problem.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's all on, right now, it's all on Jamal Murray. Jamal
Yeah.
Murray needs to show up.
He does.
It's gotten he's playing so bad to the point where Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins are actually saying, get Jokic some help. Like, I actually think they might vote Jokic this year for the MVP. That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
Yes.
Wow.
So, I guess, what do we see ceiling-wise for the Nuggets right now?
Top 3.
They are still they're going to be top 5,
Okay.
And where do we see playoffs?
second round, as of now.
As of right now,
As of right now,
I completely agree with
second round,
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not where I think they'll end up being.
It's not where you want them to end up,
No.
Yeah.
but I think that's, as of right now,
Let's be realistic. Yeah.
as of
being
right now, they're on course for a Jokic burnout.
If you're looking at, of course, OKC coming back, Dallas has won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
Houston and Memphis are up on the 2 and 3 seeds right now.
Yep.
You have those 4 guys, so they're going to play one of them.
We'll have to see. And, hopefully Jamal Murray wakes up. Hopefully the rest of the guys lock in and get Jokic some help because, my
Please.
God, they need it. And they just need to start guarding the 3.
They do.
Man.
They do.
My goodness. I feel like I'm watching the 2022 Nets. Just everyone's just open. Like, you always get your career high against the Nets.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what it feels like. But, they played well against Atlanta. They locked in. Hopefully that trend continues. So any final thoughts regarding the Denver Nuggets before we move in to the NBA Cup predictions?
Let's roll.
Let's do it. All right, into the main segment. This is actually the technically final topic. We're going to talk NBA Cup. Now, obviously, the group stage has concluded. And we did a month ago, we did our group stage predictions, and we're going to look back on them and react. And then later on, we'll predict the knockouts and everything like that. So yeah, basically, this is a competition between the three of us. Fun fact, none of us did the same groups exactly. So we all had different predictions, which should cause some good controversy. So basically, how this is going to work is we're going to take a look at the standings. And if I'm feeling up to it, I'll put the rules and stuff on the screen. So for each group, if you get the team placement spot on, you get 3 points. If you're one off, so let's say you predict the team to finish second, they finish third or first, you'll get 1 point. If it's more than 2 spots, you get nothing.
Okay.
So we'll check in after each group and everything like that, and I'll explain the wild card ruling at the end because that's the last thing we're going to look at.
Got it.
So it should be interesting, should be a lot of fun, should be very exciting. Lads,
Did you already do the math to see?
I already have everything prepped, so I
already
know
know who
exactly who won and everything
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
So this is for you guys to get a surprise. You guys
Obviously,
are
it
among the
was you,
viewers.
bro.
Look, I
You're
don't
the GOAT, bro.
look. I don't know if it was me or not.
I might have won.
Look.
No, you didn't win, buddy.
Someone did a very good job here. So that's all I'll say.
I don't think that was me.
So
Maybe it was.
so yeah, are we ready to get into it?
Yeah, go
Good.
ahead.
All right. So on the screen right now, you'll see our other overlay, the blank screen. And basically, we're just going to show group leaderboard, group leaderboard, group leaderboard. So we're going to start off in the Eastern Conference, and we're going to go over to Group A. So for those on the screen, on the left, you'll be able to see the final NBA Cup group prediction, the one in black. And then to the right of that will be our predictions. I forgot to put it in for the recording, but on the edit, you'll see where we got the points and everything like that. So, yeah, lads, this was East Group A, and Antoine did a phenomenal job here.
Anthony,
You-
you are.
Oh, I did?
You're
Yeah.
cooking.
Holy, I'm Obe.
Yeah, I mean, look, outside of your Sixers and Magic placement, it was perfect.
Wow.
So, yeah, anything that really kind of caught your eyes regarding this group? Either of you?
No, listen, I saw it coming from the beginning.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just break it down then by
What the
each.
hell were you doing with 76ers?
Bro, it was before the season began.
Oh my
Everyone-
God.
We were all high.
We were a few weeks into the season.
No, but we were still.
And he has
pretty much
Magic
all high.
last.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
Paulo got hurt. We didn't expect him to
No,
win
but
this many games.
I know. Me
So
and
it's-
Tyler are close. You're Gio. You're in outer space.
So yeah, basically as far as the point breakdowns goes, Gio got 3 points for the Nets. He got 1 point for the Knicks, and that's it. So Gio finished with that.
Damn.
Antoine wound up getting 3 points each for the Hornets, Nets, and the Knicks, and I wound up getting 3 points for the Hornets, 3 points for the Sixers, and 3 points for the Knicks. So after East Group A, these are the standings. Antoine in first with 11 points. I'm in second with 9 points.
Ow.
And Gio is in third with 4 points. So pretty standard there. Anything to say, Gio?
Look,
about
man,
that
the
group,
comeback is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be
Comeback
generational.
is going to be crazy.
Okay.
So we shall see.
It's a good start.
Oh.
We'll see how you finish, though.
I don't know.
It's a good start.
I think I have some shitters coming up.
But we shall see. So moving on into the next group, we have East Group B. And this is how it finished off.
Oh
So
my lord.
I forgot to do it for Group A, so I'll just read off the group. So the Bucks finished in first and won the group. The Pistons came in second. The
That's
Heat came in third. The Raptors in fourth. And the Pacers, who we all picked to win the group, went winless and came in fifth.
Holy.
So I kind of cooked here a little
So,
bit.
Gio, you definitely did come back here.
Yeah.
You did You did a job well
Yeah,
done.
you did good.
Three-
Me, yeah.
3 points each for the Raptors and Heat, and 1 point for the Bucks. So you got yourself a little 7-piece there.
Give me that. I'll take all of those.
You take it. Antoine, as for you, 1 point for the Heat and Raptors, and 1 point for the Bucks because they were one spot off.
Yep.
As
That's
for
3
myself,
points.
this was probably my worst group done so far. I got 1 point for the Heat, and I think that was it.
And the Raptors.
And the Raptors, 1 point for the Raptors.
Yeah.
So there we go in that end. After East Group B, these are how the standings look. Antoine still in first with 14 points. Gio, me and you are now tied for second with 11.
Yo, your comeback, bro.
Come
So
on now.
things are starting to heat up.
You know who I am, bro?
You're Obe.
There you go.
Crazy. So maybe at some point we'll figure out if the winner or loser should do something for the competition. We'll see.
How about you grow your beard out for once?
He'll never do that.
No.
He shaved this morning, probably.
I shave every day. This is not new to you guys.
Bro, I
You
haven't.
shaved this morning?
As every day count as this morning?
You already got
guess,
5
yeah.
o'clock shout out?
Yeah.
You're insane.
I grow back pretty fast.
Yo, your beard genetics are pretty crazy.
Yes, they are.
Let it
Bro,
go.
you just gotta let it go. I haven't shaved my beard since October.
Okay, yeah, you're another level, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I have to
you
shave it a little bit, though. It's a little long.
You got to take a page out of this guy's book over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
Let
it, bro. You feel a lot warmer in the cold weather.
Oh, yeah, I know that for a
It's
fact.
great.
Do it.
But
Oof.
Anyways.
let's get into East Group C. And here are the standings. So the Atlanta Hawks in a group with the Celtics and Cavs won. Celtics came in second.
annoying.
Cavs came in third. Bulls came in fourth. And the Wizards shockingly came in fifth. I guess we didn't expect that. As for this group, I mean, very well done from all of us, to be quite honest. I mean, we all get 3 points from the Wizards. Gio, you get 1 point for the Hawks, 1 point each for the Celtics and Cavs.
Gio doesn't get a point for the Hawks. The Hawks are first. He hasn't been
Yeah,
fourth.
no, I don't.
I said the Wizards.
Oh, you
No, I get 3
Oh,
points.
did I?
You said
Oh,
Hawks,
sorry.
yeah.
3 points for
1
the
point for the
Wizards,
Bulls.
1 point for the Bulls.
1
Sorry.
point for the Cavs, and 1 point for the Celtics.
Antoine, as for you, 3 points for the Wizards and the Bulls. 3 points for the Celtics. That was
And
a
the
really good
Celtics.
call. And 1 point for the no points for
No
the Cavs.
points,
So that's
yep.
it. As for me, I got 3 points for the Wizards and the Bulls, 1 point for the Cavs, and 1 point for the Celtics.
Okay.
So a very good job. Well done for all of us there. After the Eastern Conference groups, these are the standings. Antoine expands his
Whoa.
lead even further. He doubles his lead
Whoa.
on 24 points.
I'm Ob.
I am in second with 19 points, and then Gio's in third with 17 points. Come on. So, Gio, bro, what happened, man?
Bro, listen.
It's not that far. He's fine.
Bro, we're coming.
He's not that far.
Pause.
We're
Holy
just wait.
pause.
We're coming.
So, yeah, that was the Eastern Conference standings. Any sort of, what was like your most what was the most shocking thing regarding the East?
I
There's
guess
a few.
Pacers and Hawks
No, Pistons.
and Pistons.
The Pistons, absolutely.
Insane.
They played very well.
Yeah.
So-
Nobody expected that. So yeah.
Yeah, Pacers didn't win a game.
Nope.
Hawks 3-1 in their Celtics Cavs group. You know,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Very fair.
Pistons pretty good too, of course.
And yeah, I mean, the one time, like, I find it funny how I picked the Nets to finish second, and they almost did. If they had beaten, if Jalen
close.
Brunson missed that three, we'd be in second.
Oh, we.
Yeah, Knicks winning all 4 games. I did not predict.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
I thought they were going to lose one.
Yeah, I thought they would have lost, but that was again thinking Paulo was healthy. They probably would have, but
Yeah.
it was quite an easy group for them.
Yeah.
In all honesty, so yeah, not bad. So, any final thoughts before we get into the Western Conference?
Weast.
All right, let's get into West Group A, otherwise known as Gio's victory lap. So, look, the Rockets won this group. The Clippers came in second, surprisingly enough. Wolves
Yeah,
in
that's
third,
surprising.
the Blazers in fourth, and the Kings in fifth place.
Wow.
So, obviously, this is what we can see on the board. So, as for Gio, 1 point for the Trailblazers, 3 points for the Wolves. That is an amazing call.
Yeah.
And 3 points for the Houston Rockets.
Another amazing call.
Gio, you
Come on now.
absolutely cooked
Give me that.
in this group.
Give me that.
As for Antoine, 1 point for the Blazers, 1 point for the Clippers, and that was it. So
was
you
it.
only got 2 points this group.
That was that.
As for me, I got a point for the Blazers, and I got 1 point for the Timberwolves. So, Gio, you really came
on.
in.
He
clutch
came
for
back.
this
That was
group.
huge.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to move your mic a little far away. You are peaking a little bit.
He came back.
That was huge for me.
So these are the
right.
standings after West Group A.
Ooh-wee.
So Antoine's still
Ooh-wee.
in first with 26 points. Gio
Kobe.
has overtaken me
Kobe.
in second place with 24 points. I sit in third with 21 points. So
All right. It's close.
it's very close right
I
now.
think Tyler still comes out and gets the dub. Just
Anyone's
watch.
game. Well, Gio, I would like to say that I did, but let's get into West Group B because my man Antoine predicted this entire group
Yeah.
correctly. So
What?
yeah, so the Thunder in
You're
first,
actually insane.
the Suns in second, the Lakers in third, the Spurs in fourth, and the Jazz in fifth.
Holy crap.
I almost did it.
I almost did it as well.
I mixed up the top two.
Me too. I messed up the middle two there.
So yeah, you also got you did predict the Thunder correct.
Yeah, you guys messed up on 2. That was it.
So again, shocker. It was Jazz Spurs in fifth and fourth. I don't
should've
think
put
it would
the
be any
Suns in
expected.
This was the most, I guess, straightforward group for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So Antoine gets a full 15 points. Gio, you and me, I believe,
What is that? What is that like?
I get
How do you do math?
math is hard, guys. So yeah, I get 3, 3, 3.
11. We get 11.
3, 3, 3. Yeah,
get 11.
So 11
Both get
points for
11.
each of us. So after a very solid West Group B, these are the standings. So
Holy
Antoine
crap, Anthony.
has expanded his
Take it
lead to
easy.
41 points. Gio in second with 35. And I am in third,
Grant.
9 points back at 32.
I think this last group I shit the bed.
So I really need to do well in West Group C,
Yeah.
or I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So let's get into West Group C.
Ooh wee.
And your boy got it completely
No
correct.
freaking way, bro.
Bro, this was one of the hardest groups to predict, and it was perfect from the moment it started to the moment it ended. After like the 5th day of games, it was in this exact order, and I'm just like, please, dear God, just keep it like that. And thankfully, they did. The Nuggets
Holy
choked that game at the end, and that the Nuggets choking that game to the Mavs saved this group for me.
I think Tyler wins by
So-
1 point.
So the Warriors. Well, remember, we still have the wild card, so it's not over yet.
Yeah.
So the Warriors are in
think you only got
first,
1 point.
Mavs in second, Nuggets in third, Grizzlies in fourth, Pelicans in fifth. I come out with a clean 15 points. You guys should have believed in the Warriors, man.
No way.
The early season Warriors were them.
I thought
But
they were frauds, bro. We
Look
both
at this.
had the Warriors at number 5.
so Gio, I obviously get the perfect 15. Gio, you get 1 point for the Nuggets,
it.
1 point for the Mavs.
Yeah.
Antoine, did you even score any points?
I
You
get
got
1 for Mavs, 1 for Nuggets, 1 for Grizzlies, 1 for Pels.
Holy crap.
Okay, so yeah, Antoine, you still did well. So after both group stages, here are the standings. So I have jumped into
BS.
first
I'm calling BS.
with 47 points. Antoine is in second with 45 points. And Gio, it's unfortunate, but you're in third with 37 points. Mathematically impossible, I believe, to win this competition.
I hate this game anyways.
So,
Okay.
but look, Antoine, you still have a chance here. So here's how the wild card works. If you correctly predicted the wild card, you get 3 points. If your team that you predicted to get the wild card finished with the same record but lost out in point differential, you get 1 point. And if your team that you predicted to get the wild card won their group and advanced, you also get 1 point. So does that make sense?
I like it.
Okay.
All right. So these are the wild cards. So on the left, you'll be able to see the teams that made it and then our predictions. So the Mavs and the Magic were able to get the wild card spots in each conference. Obviously, we'll go through each one. So Gio, unfortunately, both of your teams finished in third, so no points for you. Antoine, the Celtics did wind up getting the same record as the Magic, but lost out on point differential, so you get 1 point. And I believe the Suns did as well.
Yep, 3
so
and
you
1.
also get 1 point for that. As for me, I get nothing for Cleveland. Since OKC won their group, I also get 1 point. Which means the final standings
No way.
He wins by
ends
1.
out like this. Gio in last with 37 points, Antoine in second with 47 points, and I squeak it out thanks to my late game heroics on 48 points.
How do you feel, Anthony?
It's fine.
You're sick to your stomach right now.
I don't know. It's fine.
What felt worse, Juan Soto leaving, or
I don't know.
this tough loss?
It looks the exact same because their offer was $5 million less. This
Sure.
feels like the same thing.
No, I mean he can't. That last group was big. We
That's
both
actually
predicted the group
crazy.
right.
Yeah, we
You
did.
didn't predict the group right.
Yeah,
No, you were close.
You were close multiple times.
but
yeah.
yeah,
That's
that
pretty
was
good.
Very impressive from all of us.
I want to see the end of season ones.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
interesting. So,
That'll be
but
fun.
I think speaking in the mind of Gio, I think Antoine definitely exceeded your expectations.
Oh, for sure.
He knew it from the beginning, man.
He knew it from the beginning. But
I know-
Tyler, you
I
won,
know
bro.
ball.
I predicted that you would win, and you did.
It's a birthday miracle, baby.
I
Let's
know.
go.
I
It
know
is.
ball.
You do know ball.
Don't discount
You
my
are
ball
old.
knowledge.
Obe.
I don't know who
I'm
Obe is,
Obe.
but you are that.
Look, if you guys
Okay.
know who Obe is, let us know down in the comments.
You know, comment down Obe. If you're still watching, comment,
Comment down
Obe.
Obe. OB, right?
Yeah, just Obe.
Oh,
Okay. Is it OB and a Joby?
sure.
Yeah.
No, just Obe. You gotta be Obe.
Just Obe.
Yeah,
OB
I know
and
what
an
that is.
OB. But yeah, lads, that
Wow.
was our 2024 NBA Cup group predictions. I think we actually did a really good job with these. I think if you guys just gave the Warriors credit, you would have won the whole thing.
Yeah, but I guess.
Because that's what screwed you over, though. Because even the group you predicted, we both did really good in as well.
Yeah.
But you guys netted like 3 points, and I got the whole group right.
Yeah,
and that's kind
exactly.
of what separated it. But not bad at all.
All right.
So yeah, lads, any final thoughts, comments, concerns before we dive into the final segment?
Let's go. Let's predict.
Let's do it. All right, into the final segment, lads. It's time to predict the rest of the NBA Cup. It's going to be a little awkward because the games start tomorrow. At the time we're recording, this episode's going to go out on Wednesday. So we're going to miss you're going to know, we're recording these before the quarterfinals. Like I'll prove it to you right now.
You'll miss the quarterfinals. It's fine.
It is currently, I can't even see it on the date's not even popping up on my phone for whatever reason, but it is my birthday, the 9th of December. So you'll just have to just believe us.
You'll miss two
Gio's-
games of the quarterfinals.
Gio is zooming it in very, very close. Hopefully you guys can see
you
that.
see it. I see it.
It is the 9th. It is December 9th. So the games start on the 10th. So we're going to miss either most or all of the quarterfinal games as far as when this episode comes out. But that means we'll just get our full authentic predictions. So we're going to go round by round, and we're going to kind of take it for each game. Now, do we want to do the entire quarterfinals first, or do you want to do the West and the East separately? Like we'll do all our West and then all our East. I think that'll probably organize it a
You
little
want
bit
to do
better.
all the quarters, or you want to do East or West?
So I say we break it up.
Yeah, we'll break it up. So
Okay.
we'll do East and West.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of go from there. So, lads, anything to say before we kind of dive right in? Anything from you, Gio?
Let's dive.
All right, let's go. So on the screen right now, it'll just be our other overlay. I'll figure out what I want to do graphics-wise for how we make this look, because the bracket style I did for the playoffs took a very long time, and I don't know if I want to do that again, because it definitely frustrated me.
Okay.
So we'll see. But we're going to start off in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. We have 2 games. The number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks against the number 4 seed Orlando Magic, and the number 2 seed New York Knicks against the number 3 seed Atlanta Hawks. So we'll go in the same order always. We'll go Antoine, myself, then Gio. So Antoine, just tell us, you can just tell us who you have advancing in both games. I mean, if you want to talk about the games in specific, we can, unless we want to wait for any sort of rebuttals. Up to you.
I don't know. I think these two are pretty straightforward
I think so too.
because unfortunately the Magic have nobody now. So the Bucks win this game easily, unfortunately.
Okay.
And Knicks beat the Hawks.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And I second that.
Yeah.
Really, you think both?
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay. If the Magic were home, I would have picked them because they're 10-0.
Yeah.
They're not at home. They're going to be in Milwaukee. So look, I'm in a good situation here because I picked the Magic to win the whole thing at the start of the season.
Oh.
So regardless of whether I pick them or not, I still win if they win.
Wow.
So it's a win-win for me.
Okay.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks to win this game. Look, there's one singular person that dominates the Garden, dominates the Knicks. That man is
Yo.
Trae Young.
There's no way you're picking the Hawks right now.
I'm tempted. I'm not going to lie to you.
They're not beating in one game.
Look, we didn't think the Pacers would beat the Celtics last year, and they did.
Yeah.
And look, I think Trae Young. Look, he dropped 31 and 20 assists against the Lakers, and then had 1 point against the Nuggets. So he's looking for a bounce back game.
Yeah.
And I think this is the game. And just to be a little bit different, considering you guys picked the exact same ones, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks
All right.
to beat the
Okay.
New York Knicks.
All right.
And Trae Young's reign of King of the Garden will continue.
He's the outlier. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Look, if there's any team that can beat the Knicks, it's the Hawks.
I think it could happen.
It easily could
100%.
happen.
100%.
So I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks. You guys obviously have gone for both the Bucks and the Knicks, which very well could happen. Bro, if the Magic win, I'm just gonna laugh. Like,
Oh
That
my
would be
God.
so
I
bad.
would actually.
if the Magic win the NBA Cup, they're gonna win the whole thing. Like,
Yo.
they could play with literal like grandparents. and they would still-
that'll be a story.
that would be a story and a
That would be
half.
story for sure.
Because bro, me predicting them to win, that's like task failed successfully.
For real.
Yeah.
That's just nuts. But it makes me even more confident that if they were healthy, I think they would have ran through the entirety.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. So, any final thoughts regarding the East?
No. Let's go to West.
Let's get into the West. We got 2 really, really good matchups. So we have the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder against the number 4 seed Dallas Mavericks, which is a rematch from the second round last year. And we have the number 2 seeded Houston Rockets against the number 3 seeded Golden State Warriors. So big implications here, because had the Warriors not choked against the Nuggets, they would have been the 1 seed and had a home game. Now they're on the road against Houston, who they just beat the other night. So, Antoine, what do we got?
Ready to shake things up?
Shake it up.
Yeah, bro, let's do it.
The Mavs will knock off the Thunder,
Again.
and the Rockets will beat the Warriors.
Okay.
Anthony, we
guys
have
are-
the same mind
Y'all are in lockstep right
We
now.
really
It's
are.
crazy.
because I also have the Mavs beating the Thunder, and I have the Rockets beating the Warriors.
If Chet was there, I think it's Thunder win easily.
Look-
But I think Mavs are too hot right now to not choose.
Look, I mean, Chet's not there, but Isaiah Hartenstein's there. And he's had a double-double, I think, in almost every game since he's returned from injury.
He's been down a little bit recently.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they play differently when
They do play differently when
at
Chet's
the
not
lineup.
in the game. But remember, the Mavs are hot. They've won like 6 or 7 in a
Seven
row.
in a row.
It's hard to win 8 in a row. Maybe this isn't their day. And I'm going to pick the OKC Thunder to win this game.
Such an outlier, bro.
Have to
Boo.
make it interesting.
What are you going for with the next one?
Look, so the Warriors beat the Rockets the other day. The game was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it's hard to beat teams twice in a row. The game's in Houston. I think Ime Udoka had a very fiery press conference the other day. And I think it's going to help the Rockets lock in. And I have the Houston Rockets beating the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And moving on to the semifinals.
That is a nice pick.
So
go
we
Rockets.
So we all have the Rockets moving on. You two have Dallas. I have OKC.
We have the same
Yeah.
semifinals.
So any final thoughts before we dive into the semifinals?
Let's dive.
All right. So let's start off in the Eastern Conference. We have 2 different matchups. So obviously both of y'all, we'll start with you guys first. We have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the New York Knicks. This game will be played at Pfizer Forum in Wisconsin. So what do we think about this match? Don't tell me the instant result right away. Just talk about the matchup real quick.
Okay.
What do we think?
This is probably a second round matchup. isn't
Oh,
it?
I lied. I'm sorry. This game will be played in Las Vegas.
Okay.
My
a neutral
fault.
ground.
My fault.
This is going to be a really fun game to watch because you have 2 teams that are all healthy right now in the East outside of course, Cleveland and Boston aren't in. They're out. Orlando, unfortunately, is dealing with the injury bug right now. This is going to be a high-scoring game, I think, for both teams. Neutral site, of course, which is really good. It's a game that I have favoring the Knicks. They will go to the championship. And that's all I really have. I just think they are going to overpower just Giannis because that's all they have right now.
Oh, wow.
I think Dame's going to be, of course, pretty decent. But I think the Knicks, with the whole starting 5, they're going to get it done.
Dame's been good in recent.
Dame has been good, and
he's been
that's
good in
why
recent
the
days.
Bucks
They
are
both have been
finding
good.
their success right
Exactly.
now. Because-
I will go Knicks in a close one.
Okay. Got a score prediction even further if you want.
I'll go like 125, 123.
Oh, whoa. That's
Close game.
Very close.
Very close game.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
about
no,
you, Gio?
I was also tempted to go Knicks here because I thought that the Knicks have enough bodies to throw at Giannis, OG, Mikal
Cat.
Bridges, Cat,
Yep.
you know, like these types of guys. But I'm not 100% convinced. Giannis is playing amazing basketball. He's leading the league in scoring. Dame is finding his rhythm. He feels more comfortable with the team. He's scoring a lot. They're playing well together now, which is we didn't see that before. They're actually figuring out how to play off of each other better. So
Right.
I think I have the Bucks. I think I have the Bucks winning in a close game. It's going to be a more of a low scoring game, I would say.
Okay.
Probably like 107 to 90, 98. 107 to 98, Bucks win.
Okay. That's pretty good. In that matchup, I would favor Milwaukee, just mainly because of just the the big bodies.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Giannis and Brook Lopez physically is going to drive Cat insane, and Mikal Bridges doesn't play good against good teams. So That's just kind of how it is. I think it would be more of I think Milwaukee would easily win that game.
Oh, wow. Easily. So what are we talking score?
I'm saying like 124 to like 106.
Okay.
I don't think it would be a blowout, but I think it would be a comfortable win for them.
Okay.
But that's obviously not what I predicted. So obviously my matchup is the Bucks and the Hawks, which is a rematch of the 2021 Eastern Conference Finals, where Trae Young was killing Milwaukee until he got hurt, and then Milwaukee wound up winning. I'm not going to lie, boys. I'm a little stuck with this matchup. Because remember, it's just one game. It's a one-off. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Last year, the Bucks made it this far and fell to the Pacers late.
Yeah.
Will they do it again? That's where I'm struggling to kind of figure things out. Because I don't know. I low-key think the Hawks could pull it off. But at the end of the day, the best player on the floor typically wins the game. And I think Giannis is far and away better than Trae Young. And I think it's just going to be too much firepower for the Hawks to handle. And I think the Bucks, it'll be close throughout the game, but the Bucks pull away late.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 128 to 117.
Good call.
I got the Milwaukee Bucks advancing to the championship.
I
As
think
much as that hurts me,
That's the best option.
I
a
think
good
it
call.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what would you guys think in that matchup, obviously?
I think Bucks.
The same thing. Same
100%.
thing. I think Bucks blow out the Hawks.
Really?
It is
Okay.
a one-off, but I think Bucks easily.
I think Trae has a phenomenal game. But
yeah.
I think outside of that, I mean, Dyson Daniels will give Dame hell, just like Dyson Daniels will give Brunson hell. But we shall see. So any final thoughts regarding the East semifinals before we move on to the West? All right. So you guys, again, have the same one, which is, I believe, the Mavs and the Rockets. This game also in Vegas. So talk the matchup. What do we see here?
I think we have different teams winning.
We probably do.
We'll talk about the matchup first.
This is of course, the reigning Western Conference against the up-and-coming hopeful Western Conference champions eventually. You have the young versus the old a little bit because the Rockets are younger. Mavs are a little bit older besides Luka. Mavs are riding a hot wave right now, 7 games in a row. Rockets are doing a phenomenal job right now. They are second in the West. The young core is rising to extraordinary heights right now. Mainly Şengün, Van Vliet, and Thompson. Tari Eason is out right now, which is a big loss. They couldn't use him right now.
Yeah.
Jalen Green's kind of cooled off after his hot start. But a Rockets team that is built on youth, built on toughness, a lot of effort they show, grit. It's all they have it all. Ime's coaching the hell out of these guys. He knows what they have. He's my 26th head coach overall still. Actually, no, he's probably top 5 right now on my list.
I'm really glad I proved you wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I am riding the reigning Western Conference Player of the Week. If you know who that is.
Alperen Şengün?
No.
Or was it?
That is Luka
Oh,
Doncic.
Luka. I know. Didn't Şengün win it one week, or am I
Last
tripping?
week,
Yeah, it
Luka
was
won it
okay.
this week.
Yeah.
I'm riding with the Mavs.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
I was also tempted to go with the Mavs, but
Really.
I just think that
You just have Rockets bias
look,
this year, man.
I really, you know what? That might be my team this year. I don't know.
It might be.
That might be my dark horse to go all the way. Okay, but we're not going that far yet. I think Jalen Green is gonna wake up, and it's gonna be against the Mavericks, and it's gonna be too much for Luka Doncic and his boys to handle.
You're telling me he said, "Let's go to sleep," and now let's wake up.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's wake up with
Let's wake
Jalen
up.
Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not "Let's go to sleep."
Exactly.
Let's wake up.
Let's wake up.
Let's wake up.
with Jalen Green. Okay.
Okay.
So
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Jalen's got to step up.
I think he's going to step up. I think Fred's going to do his thing also. I think Şengün is going to continue to be big time on defense and rebounds, and of course,
Don't
he's gonna
forget
score
about
points.
Amen Thompson.
And Thompson, he's going to lock up Luka
He is all over
and
the court.
Kyrie. So look, this young Rockets team, very impressive. I think they're up for the task.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're going to go with the Rockets.
going with
All
the
right, so
Rockets.
score predictions for each of y'all.
Ooh.
I think I'll go 105-99.
Oh, wow. It's kind of low.
Okay. What about you?
I'm going to say like 115, 109.
Okay. As far as your matchup goes, I don't really know who I would favor. It's tough to call.
It is tough.
Because, like, they're two evenly matched teams. They're both the two hottest teams in the Western Conference right now. And it's really kind of hard to gauge
You got to
regarding how they're playing.
Right?
The Rockets did beat Dallas earlier in the season, but that was back in October. So you really can't make a call based off of that. However, it's really just about who rises up to the challenge. And at the end of the day, it's really hard to go against Kyrie Irving in those situations. I probably would favor the Mavs. I would probably go, it would be a close game. I would probably say like 115 to like 110.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's not what I predicted.
That's what I said.
So I will get into my game, and I have the Rockets and the Thunder. Went back and forth on this for a few days. Been trying to kind of gauge on what I would think happen, what I think would happen. That's the right way to say it. Look, it's tough because you clearly have great players on both ends of the floor. Right now, the Thunder just look unstoppable with SGA and J-Dub as that leading two duo. Jalen Williams, right now, by a mile, is the best small ball 5 in the NBA. Like, he's been obscenely well on both ends of the floor. And I think that's going to continue, and I just think it's going to be way too much for Houston to handle. There's a lot less margin for error with OKC, and I think that's the advantage to them. I think they'll win this game quite comfortably. I'm going to go like 119 to 104.
So OKC beats Houston.
Correct.
So he has OKC, Milwaukee.
You know, the Rockets did beat OKC earlier this year.
And so OKC, they've split 1-1.
They split? Okay. Okay.
So we'll see.
I think Dylan Brooks continues to get under SGA's skin. SGA has a stinker of a game.
I mean, SGA had like 32 something and something in that game. But if you look at both games, Fred VanVleet in the game they won had 40 points.
Yeah.
The game they lost, no one had over 20 points in that lineup.
Right.
So, like I said,
they're going to need some guys to produce.
Exactly.
Naturally.
And I just think OKC is just too overpowering right now. So I will go with them. And then the semifinals. So any final thoughts before we get into the championship?
Let's go.
All right.
Champions.
So we all have three different
matchups.
Awesome. So we're going to go one by one. We're going to decipher each matchup and then give our prediction for each one. So Antoine, we'll go with yours first. You, I believe, have the New York Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I'm pretty sure he picked the Mavericks because they're probably a weaker opponent for the Knicks, so he can probably have them win, which, as a biased fan, I would understand. But Antoine, let's talk matchup first before you tell us who you think will win. What do you see in this championship match in Vegas?
Oh, well, it's the first time for us playing the Mavs recently. So I'm excited to see Brunson and Kyrie, Luka, Cat. It's a lot of stars on the floor, which is phenomenal for NBA, of course.
Right.
And you have the big market against the reigning Western Conference champion.
Right.
Dallas is also a big market.
And a big market, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be high scoring. I think not so much. I think high scoring for Dallas. I think New York's going to struggle a little bit because of the defense that has Dallas pretty good. You know, Lively, Gafford, PJ, Najee. Those guys can definitely. But we have OG, we have Cat, we have Mikhail.
Got some killers, yeah.
We have guys. It's going to be pretty tight, I think. A little high scoring. One team will get a trophy, and it'll be the only trophy they're going to get this year.
So who's winning it?
And that's the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, wow. I thought he was going to pick the Knicks in a heartbeat.
Wow.
That's crazy.
The Mavericks will win a trophy, but it will not be the finals trophy. It will not be the Larry O'Brien. It will be the NBA Cup.
Does Cat just put up stinker, or is there a big time X factor for the Mavs? Like
I think Luka and Kyrie. Luka goes off in a triple double. I think Kyrie's going to drop 20 plus.
Okay.
I could see
or normal game.
PJ's going to go off. Clay, I don't think Clay's going to do much. Yeah. I think for us, Mikhail's going to struggle.
Okay.
As always.
Shocker.
So that's your X factor.
Cat is not going to struggle. OG may have his struggles.
No.
Nah.
Maybe. We'll see. He has some stinkers.
I think Cat's more likely to struggle with the big bodies than OG.
Yeah.
But I'll go Mavs 118, 108.
Okay.
And who takes home the MVP?
Luka
Doncic.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What would you think in that matchup?
I would second that. I think the Mavs are just a better team.
I
now.
agree.
They're a little more hot right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks are a great team. They're playing very good basketball.
Yeah, they're a good team. But remember that there's a difference between the West and the East. And
Yeah.
the Knicks have a good record, but you're mostly playing East teams.
Right.
The Mavs are a huge test.
Yeah.
So I would second that.
They're good on both
I would say it actually is a lot closer than it seems. I think the Mavs pull away late. I'll go 120 to 112.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
What would you go with?
Probably something around that. Probably like a 10-point, 15-point victory for the Mavs, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Very
not only going to be pretty. I don't think it'll
Yeah.
be close.
And then I think Luka should get tournament MVP. Actually, I don't know if Luka would necessarily get it because I think he missed a couple games.
So he's not eligible?
As long as he's not eligible, I think maybe Kyrie could have a chance, but I'll go Luka as just a safety net pick.
Luka should get it.
Yeah. So do you want to do yours or do you want to get into mine? It's up to you.
You do yours first.
Okay. So my matchup, I forgot who I have.
The Bucks.
I have the heavy
Okay.
hitter matchup. We'll go with mine last.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right, so I'll go first. I have what do I have? Rockets versus Bucks, right?
Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks, two of the hottest teams in the NBA right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to go East here.
So what do we see in this matchup?
So we see Giannis and the big guys go up against Van Vliet and the young guys. Okay.
Van Vliet and the kids.
Yeah, Van Vliet and the kids.
Freddie and the kids. That sounds
There it is.
very weird.
Sounds like a TV show. Well,
Definitely
yeah, it
does. Sounds like a sitcom.
Yeah, it does. So I think Giannis is going to be too much to handle. And I think that's going to be the story of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think. Amen Thompson is going to do his best. It's not going to be enough. Dylan Brooks is going to do his best. It's not going to be enough. Giannis is just going to overpower them. Just pure brute strength. And even though the Rockets are on the tougher conference, I just don't see. I can see how they can win this game. It's not likely.
Right.
I would say so.
Very fair.
I'll go Bucks win 107, low scoring game.
Yeah.
107 to about 95.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, the last time Giannis won a trophy in a closeout game, he dropped 50. So, and you got Dame now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing good this year too.
He's big time
Which
in
is
those
good.
moments. Yeah.
It's tough, man. Those one-off games are difficult.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. I think the Bucks are too much for the Rockets to handle right now.
Yeah.
And I think in that matchup, I think the Bucks would win that game pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
I think it would kind of be a repeat of last year's championship game. They'd probably win by 25.
Oh,
I don't think it would be close at all.
Okay. I don't know about that.
You think
but
it'd be
okay.
close?
It'll be close.
You also have Milwaukee, I assume?
I would think Milwaukee wins that.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Very fair. So let's get into mine. This is the final one. I have the heaviest hitter one of the bunch. I have the Milwaukee Bucks against the OKC Thunder. This is tough. This is very, very, very tough.
I know who I'm picking.
I really don't know who to choose here because on one end, both teams are just stupidly hot right now. Obviously, Giannis is playing out of his mind. Damian Lillard's starting to pick things up. Brooke Lopez is playing well. You got Middleton back. If you look on the other end, you obviously have the greatness of SGA, the rise of J-Dub, just the safety net of Hartenstein, the defense of Lou Dort and everything of that nature. Here's what I think about this game in specific. And we kind of saw this with the Bucks-Celtics game a few days ago, if you guys saw that or watched the highlights or anything like that. Giannis was having his way throughout the entire game in the paint, just bullying everyone, just big bodying his way through, running and dunking
he
like
does.
he always does.
Yeah.
And then with 3 minutes left in the game, got really passive, started taking threes, pull-up jumpers, a lot of mid-range, and Giannis only had 5 points in the clutch. And the Celtics closed the game on a 13-2 run and won the game. And right now, to me, the only team on par with Boston is Cleveland and OKC. And great teams like that win the fourth quarter clutch time. And that, to me, was a huge red flag for Milwaukee. And I think it's going to be a very similar sight in this game. I think Giannis is going to have a very good game, but I think late in the fourth, the Bucks are going to kind of fizzle out.
Okay.
And I think the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the second ever NBA Cup in the most aura possible.
Final score.
Final score, low scoring. I'm going to go 103 to 97.
Okay.
I like it.
And then who's your MVP, SGA?
Yes, and I assume yours will be
How
Giannis.
about
Giannis?
Yeah,
Okay.
SGA should win the MVP unless J-Dub drops like 40.
Yeah,
It
right.
should be SGA.
Okay.
So what do you guys see in this matchup, and who do you got?
I think OKC wins that easily.
Yeah,
I think that's a tough matchup, but OKC has depth. Milwaukee does not. SGA outpowers Lillard by a lot because he's younger.
yeah.
And then Hardenstein can definitely take Giannis on as best as he can. So can J-Dub. If Chet was there, I think it's a clean sweep. But without Chet, it gives him a little bit of a gap to make it close and maybe have a chance to win.
Right.
But Middleton's not fully healthy. That's a concern. Bobby Portis, I know, has been doing good, but he could have some stinkers. He's a Knicks guy. I know this already for a fact. Brooke is good. I like Brooke. Brooke on mic'd up is amazing.
Nets legend. Brook
I don't know if
Lopez.
you saw the mic'd up against the Celtics. He was like, I like this the city jersey, and then somebody pushed him. He's like, ref, he pushed me.
His mic'd up sessions are legendary.
He's a high pitched voice too, so it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like a kid yelling.
It's funny.
But Brooke is great. Brooke's a vet. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he's old, and you got the young Bulls. Don't forget Caruso. Caruso's
the
there.
young Thunder.
The Young Thunder. They're for real. I love that team, and they're only going to get better. So we haven't seen their climax yet.
Pause.
They're rising to their climax,
Still.
and then they're going to have their falling action.
I just realized something.
after.
You picked Doc Rivers to win a championship.
Nah, this is different. This is different. Look.
It's a NBA Cup.
the
It's
NBA
not
Cup.
a championship.
Remember, in these games, though, coaching does take you far, and Dagnall's a much better coach than Doc Rivers. So, what do you see in this game, G?
Well, Doc Rivers has a championship. Dagnall, not quite
True.
yet.
It's true.
We'll have an NBA Cup.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you see, Gio?
I see kind of what you see, but I think it's going to be too much for the Thunder to overcome.
Oh, okay.
Giannis is going to have a big time game. Thunder will make a late push. It'll be too much to overcome, and they'll be exhausted towards the end, and the Bucks squeak it out.
Yeah, you lost a lot of aura on that. I'm not going to lie.
I think SGA loses a lot of aura this game.
Nah.
Impossible.
He's aura man, bro.
Impossible.
So, yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our final predictions. And my preseason pick is still alive. If the Magic can somehow keep this dark magic going on,
No way.
I'm going to laugh hilariously.
Yeah.
Can I give myself 3 points if the Magic
You already
wind
won,
up
bro.
winning? No, but I'm talking about if we're going to
get-
do a separate set of
You
points
can
for
get
this.
more points if they win. You're
No
going
way.
to win the whole thing.
Can I give myself 6 points if the
No.
Magic win?
If Franz and Paolo were healthy, I would give them a shout to go to the final.
No, even if Franz
I
didn't get
wouldn't.
hurt, I would have picked the Magic to win the whole thing.
I
I was thinking about it for a while. I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick the Magic, and then literally 30 seconds later, I see Shams tweet. I'm like, fuck, man.
No way.
Like, bro, the timing was impeccable.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any obviously, let us know your thoughts in the comments on who you
Yeah.
think will come out on top, and who you think will. I'm really curious to see if these teams raise a banner because I know the Lakers did last year. So we'll see.
I think it's worthy. It's a championship to some degree. You're going to have to.
I find it funny how Laker fans tried to claim the NBA Cup as their 18th banner,
not.
and then Boston wound up winning their 18th banner. So good karma. But
Yeah.
any final thoughts, lads, on these predictions?
No. I feel like the NBA Cup just kind of breezed on by.
Yeah.
Really fast. Like, I don't think I remembered seeing a lot of courts that were colored, but it went by really fast.
Yeah, it was really
It
enjoyable.
flew by.
So a lot of good games, a lot of blowouts,
Yeah.
but we'll see what these games bring. Obviously, when this episode comes out, the quarterfinals will be done and gone. So we'll see if we're right. And yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 35 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Lads, we're coming up on 8 months of shows, 9 months of shorts. How we feeling?
We
We're
there.
good.
bro.
We're
Yeah.
getting through December. We'll have 3 more shows before the new year. Then the
Yep.
new year starts in the 40s, and then we'll be halfway to 100.
We're actually one of our episodes is going to drop on New Year's Day. So we're going to start off 25 with a brand new episode.
That's good.
So that should be pretty cool. Gio,
It's really good.
you know what time it is. It's that point in the video.
Oh, yeah.
Those that
I'm
are
ready.
still with the flow, what do they comment?
Obe.
Yeah, let's just stick with the O.
Stick with the OB?
Comment
okay.
OB.
Comment OB. Literally just the letters
And
OB.
you can also come up with your own definition of what that means because we don't even know what that means. Just figure it out for us. Right? Nathan?
Well, in golf, OB means out of bounds.
Okay.
Obe backwards is also Bo for Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
He's been playing big
balling.
time for my fantasy. But I am doing the Murph challenge.
Yes,
let's official.
go.
Oh, you're so bad at fantasy
No,
football.
I
Yes.
genuinely am.
Oh my god, you
wanna-
should retire.
Do you want to
It was-
remind the people what you have to do?
Yeah, so basically, it was a must-win week for me. I lost by 70 points.
Oh God, you stink, bro.
Got blown out.
You
I had
stink.
George Pickens injured. I had a couple guys
Oh.
injured. So it was just unfortunate. But the other team would have won anyways. They went absolutely
Do you
off.
not know how to work the waiver wire?
Do you want to see the waivers? There's trash. players.
trash?
It's a 14-team league.
Oh, you have trash.
There's nobody on the waivers.
You have trash.
Unfortunately,
That's why you don't do 14-team league.
Well, no, unfortunately for him, his draft was the night of one of our episodes.
Yeah.
So he was kind of just doing it in
Yeah.
between
No,
segments.
literally, I would have had a better team if I wasn't doing this pod. But look,
So wait,
I love the pod.
so-
It's more important.
So because you did it on Antoine's property, Antoine's responsible for you. He
Yeah.
should do the Murph
You
challenge
have to-
instead.
No, what Anthony has to do is he has to buy me the beers because here's the thing: I have to drink a beer.
you can go in my
between
garage.
each exercise. So listen, I start off. I drink a whole beer, right? Then I run a mile.
Yeah.
After that, I drink another beer.
Oh God.
Then I do 100 pull-ups, drink a beer. 200 push-ups, drink a beer. 300 squats, drink a beer. Run a mile, drink a beer, done. I think I might die.
Wow.
You're gonna yak.
January
several
4th.
No, you're gonna
times.
yak.
You're gonna yak
Oh,
several
bro.
times.
I don't know how I'm going to even do this. I don't even drink.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ready for this, bro.
Just, if you don't like the smell of beer, just hold your nose and drink it all.
What day of the week is the 4th? A Saturday?
Something like that.
Okay. So at least
yeah.
you'll have a nasty Sunday hangover.
Yeah, and
I'm
sickness.
not looking forward to this.
Yeah. So
Don't eat.
should be. I hope they record it because that would be so funny.
Yeah.
To watch back.
Bro,
It's gonna be great. But yeah, obviously wish Gio. We'll keep tabs on.
Yeah,
Gio.
that's a month from now.
Our New Year's episode. We'll wish him luck.
yeah, please.
But yeah, obviously that's the end of the episode. As far as this week, obviously we'll cover the semifinal games and quarterfinals and whatnot because I believe the finals the 17th. So
Okay.
we'll maybe predict the final.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
We'll see what else happens within the NBA. I'm sure there'll be some other injuries and
We'll wait on
stuff.
Scotty.
God forbid, knock on wood. Yeah, we'll probably have updates on that. And then we'll have some other stuff planned. So lads, any sort of final? Oh, actually, I got to do the general housekeeping. If you guys did enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 4K. Trying to get there by the end of the year. Spotify, audio platforms, 5 stars. Answer the polls. Give us good reviews. Follow us on there. Follow our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on the links down below. Follow our personal ones, which you can see all here. Get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers for the Murph Challenge. And yeah, I think that's everything we need. Lads, is there any final thoughts, comments, questions, concerns before we head on out for the week?
No.
That does it.
That does it. Well,
Let's go to sleep.
let's go to sleep. We hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly. Thank you all once again for the birthday wishes. And we'll see you all next week in episode 36. Peace out.